Now, here's the... Ready? Action.
No.
Action. Hopefully that'll be good enough. What time was that? What time was that?
About 24 minutes in.
Okay, 24 minutes in.
About 24 minutes, 10 seconds, somewhere thereabouts.
Let me write that down. You don't know what a pain in the ass this was getting up and running. Oh my
got
God.
up and running.
Gbri to record Jitsi. We're recording right now. The video feed. Yeah.
Why?
We've discussed this.
Did you? Was I here?
Yeah.
Why are we recording it?
To record the video feed. Remember we went over this whole thing and you say, well, I should use OBS and all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I said, no, because I'm looking at other things on my screen in different windows. So Gbri is actually a participant in the room. One of these fellow Jitsers is Gbri, and the other one is Netminer.
One's Lovecraft.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Lovecraft, you know, he's got his L on there. He's got his name in there. So we can talk about the process, which is very frustrating and tedious, or just be glad that it works. We already tested it, Joe, and it played the video fine.
Awesome.
The only thing is I'm going to have to sync the audio, the mumble audio stream with the Jitsi video feed. Because we all got our mics muted on Jitsi, you know.
Right.
So, it's October.
Is it?
It's our first show of the month.
Yep.
And since it's October, you know what that means.
No.
It's a spooky time of year.
Oh.
What have y'all been watching? Anything in the Halloween spirit?
Well, we did watch Hocus Pocus 2.
Yeah, so did I.
What is that?
Hocus Pocus? You don't know what Hocus Pocus is?
I mean, Hocus
Bette
Pocus
Midler?
2, is that new or?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's brand new.
Oh, was it any good?
It was alright.
Mortency says no.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with Mortency on this one.
I'm going to have to go
It was fine.
Anything else Halloween inspired?
I started watching Dr. Sleep.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Any good?
I haven't finished
That's
it
a
yet.
sequel to The Shining, right?
Yeah, I didn't realize that when I started it.
Has anybody other than me watched the most recent episode of She-Hulk?
No,
Yes,
actually.
absolutely.
With Matt Murdock?
No, but I've heard about that.
Mortency says he has.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it today.
You're double sounding. Did you mute on Jitsi?
I was muted on Jitsi.
That's weird, because I could see that his mic was on Jitsi, but I wasn't hearing him double up.
I was hearing the double up.
I haven't
Wow,
seen
look how many
Hocus
people are in
Pocus
here.
2, but I heard bad things.
Yeah.
But yeah. I liked this episode of the Hulk, She-Hulk.
I watched a few movies, some Halloween inspired. I watched one. It was goofy, called Mortuary Academy. Have you ever watched that? It's it's kind of a send off on Police Academy, except it takes place in a mortuary school. It's real dumb, but it's funny. It's actually funny. It's got Mary Warnoff in it and a couple other people, but it's low budget, but it's goofy and the jokes are funny and it's very typical 80s comedy. Jaws of Satan from 1981. That one was an interesting one where they have a snake that's possessed by the devil and it's invading this town and biting everybody, but also it commands other snakes, like rattlesnakes, to do its bidding and bite people. And at the end,
My
a priest
commenting
has
abilities.
to exorcise
God
the
help us
snake.
with logic.
It blows up in a ball of fire.
And I'm serious.
I'm not muted.
And if they sue to try to stop boundary changes,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna lose.
Well, yeah.
No, because the law is gonna be against them.
Okay. And then I watched The Fly too. Did you ever watch the sequel to The Fly? Have y'all seen that?
No.
It's pretty good. It's interesting. I mean,
I
Jeff
think I saw
Goldblum
it
isn't
way
in it,
back when.
but yeah. So if y'all remember, at the end of The Fly, his girlfriend, who was it, Gina Davis, she was pregnant with Jeff Goldblum's half fly, half human baby, and the movie starts out where she's giving birth, but it's not Gina Davis, it's some other girl, and it comes out and it's a big, like a larva, and they got what is that? Steam Deck?
It's my phone,
Oh,
but I got to redo the 3D print.
oh,
I'm
you made
working.
a controller for it?
Well, no, the controller is Razer Jungle Cat, and the 3D. I have a 3D printed case that works just fine, but I was just trying to make adapters for the case that I use on a daily basis. It's just I got to work on the design a little bit.
Oh, okay. So so she's giving birth to the Jeff Goldblum's kid in the very beginning, and it comes out and it's like this big larva, and she's screaming and she dies on the table. And
Nightmare,
then
wasn't it?
no, this was The Fly 2. Did you ever see that? The
If I
sequel to The
did, it was
Fly?
like 30 years ago.
Yeah, it was cool, man. And so they look inside, and it's a human baby inside of it. So the corporation that's that's funding this research raises this baby, and in 5 years he grows up to be an adult. And as soon as he hits puberty, he starts metamorphosizing into a fly creature like Jeff Goldblum was, and starts killing people. It's pretty gnarly. It's got a lot of good gory practical effects and stuff like that. The story is not as good. But it's not Cronenberg either. So, but it's still pretty good. I definitely recommend The Fly too. I watched one from 2012 called Grabbers. Have you ever seen that? I think it's an Irish film, but it's kind of like it's an alien invasion film, except they live in the sea. These aliens do, and a fisherman catches one of them, and then all of a
Kind
sudden they
of
start
Lovecrafting.
yeah, yeah. All of a sudden they start coming out of the ocean, but it's a horror comedy, and it's pretty funny. It reminds me of Shaun of the Dead, except with alien tentacled creatures. That one's from 2012, and then Hack-A-Lantern. That was pretty okay, I guess. It's really low budget about this grandpa that's trying to get his grandson to be initiated into a satanic cult, and the son is like real cool and he wears tank tops and sunglasses and listens to heavy metal and has a really cool interlude in the middle where this heavy metal band just starts playing a music video that has nothing to do with the movie, one of those movies. That one was from 88. And then the only non-Halloween themed movie I didn't watch was called Death Promise from 77, and that one was it was a pretty cool exploitation film where this slumlord is trying to get these people out of his apartments so he can sell it to these investors, and so he's like terrorizing the residents to get them to move out, like putting rats and stuff in there, and the residents get together behind this guy who's kind of the leader, and the guy is keeping them together, and then they ended up killing that guy, and that guy's son was like a kung fu expert, so he gets his buddies, and they go and attack all the slumlords men, and lots of kung fu and terrible acting, and it's really good. Death Promise from 77.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So what about you guys?
I watched the Divergent Trilogy.
Was that the young adult? Kind of like Mockingbird, whatever?
Yeah. It wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. It was all right. It was passable.
Is this the first time you've seen them?
Yeah.
You just blew right through them?
Yeah. What else have I watched?
I started watching the Chucky TV show.
Oh yeah, how's that?
Is it good?
I only got partially through the first episode. It starts out funny. So
Is
far.
that on Sci-Fi or what's that on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watched a documentary on Netflix called "Eat the Rich." It was about the whole GameStop buying the GameStop stock.
Oh, it was?
Yep.
Was that interesting?
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
Is that still going on? Are people still boosting that stock, or
I don't know. I don't think
is that
so.
already over with?
I think so.
No, that was a one-day fiasco. And I mean, there's so much legal fallout still going on from it, them trying to decide who's to blame, if it counts as market manipulation, et cetera, et cetera. And nobody's really going to do anything like that for a little while.
They did it with AMC too, right?
Right, like soon afterwards.
Yeah.
Because they were still deciding the legality of it.
Right. I watched like 2 documentaries on Ted Bundy for whatever reason.
Well, they had that new Netflix Jeffrey Dahmer movie out. So everybody's been talking about that one.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm. I love serial killer documentaries, man. I don't know. It's just like watching a train wreck, you know. You can't look away.
Well, they had that it wasn't really a documentary, it was more like a movie. I forget what the hell it was called.
About Ted Bundy?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I'm thinking of something different then. Extremely wicked.
Yes.
Shockingly evil and vile.
Yes. They have that one, and then they have the Ted Bundy tapes where somebody did right before he was executed. They recorded conversations with him. That was the more documentary.
There's one I watched from the 80s. Man, I can't remember what it was called. It was really good. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. You ever seen that? Or heard of it? Yeah, check that out. It's like a really, I mean, it's kind of a comedy. It's really dark comedy, kind of like The Way Man Bites Dog was. But it's got Michael Rooker who plays
the Rook.
Yep, the Rook plays the titular Henry, and it's funny, but it's shocking. It's actually really good. About a Henry Lee Lucas. Well, very loosely based, I think. What about you, Joe? What you been watching?
Well, let me see. I'll have to go over and look. She-Hulk, the new Quantum Leap, all the way
is
up
that
to
any good?
episode 3. You know, it's decent. I don't have any complaints about it. I've been rewatching the first season of Daredevil because, you know, awesome, and the new Daredevil in She-Hulk. Let's see. Movies. I did watch, the movie for today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then Hocus Pocus 2, and I don't know. Have we watched anything else, Jackie? Oh, the new The Munsters.
Oh
on,
yeah, I saw that
Netflix.
too.
Yeah.
So is that good or is it shit? It can only be one or the other.
You know, it was so cringe that you once again couldn't look away from it.
Fucking
wasn't-
Rob Zombie, man.
It wasn't cringe. It was fine.
Dude, it was straight up cringe.
It
The
was
I saw
whole
the
way
trailer
through.
and it looked terrible.
You can say it was fine all you want. That doesn't make it any less cringe.
So it wasn't funny at all.
Oh, it was funny. Don't get me wrong, but it was so. The only word I can think of is cringe. I
Well,
mean,
what do you mean by that? Why are you saying that?
It was cheese stacked on top of cheese, and it wasn't as well done as I would have liked. But then,
it's the Munsters. The
yeah.
Munsters was cheese stacked on top of cheese.
But was it as good
Yeah.
as the Munster series? Like, was it as funny and goofy as the series?
No, I think it was equally as campy, but I don't think it was as good as the original.
I think it was more campy. I mean, I would definitely go with cheesy and campy. That's the best way to describe it. I don't know about cringing, but it was definitely cheesy and campy.
Yeah.
Well, because I know Rob Zombie is a big Monsters fan, and I was hoping he would do it justice. But do you even like the Munsters?
I do. I
Oh,
like
okay.
the original Monsters.
So you do like that type of humor?
Yeah.
But you would say this didn't live up to it?
No, and some of it was that it was an origin story, I think.
Oh, why does Rob Zombie always do that? He did that with Halloween too. It's stupid.
So, you weren't getting Eddie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. None of the kids were there.
Lurch? Oh no, Lurch was Adam's Family.
Right, that's Adam's Family.
So no Marilyn, no Eddie. What
Right.
about Grandpa?
Grandpa was definitely a big part of it.
Yep.
I heard Elvira makes a guest appearance, like just as Cassandra Peterson, just as herself, like as a nosy neighbor or something.
Maybe I didn't recall seeing her.
Probably don't recognize her outside of her makeup.
Right? Isn't she like 60 now or something?
I think 70.
Yeah.
70? Yeah. It's got to be.
71. So thumbs down, huh?
I think it's worth
I'd say
watching.
give it a watch. Yeah, give it a watch, but it's definitely not on my rewatch list.
It's cheesy and stupid, but it wasn't like bad.
Did he put his stupid wife in the movie just like he
She's
does
the
all
main
the
character, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
No wonder it's so bad. She cannot act worth the damn. She's terrible.
Well, that actually kind of works for this role.
So is she what's her face?
Yes.
Lillian?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god. Why couldn't they get a real actress to play Lillian?
They didn't need one.
That's well, I can believe it. I want to say it's unbelievable, but it's not. Okay, what else, Joe?
That's really kind of it.
Mordency's got a whole list to go through, I bet.
Yeah. Well, we did start watching Corpse Bride, but we didn't finish it.
Oh, the Tim Burton claymation or whatever?
Yeah, stop motion. I don't know if it is
Stop
stop
motion.
motion, but it's made to look like stop motion.
It looks like what was Nightmare Before Christmas or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Buster will make an appearance tonight.
I watched Andor and the new interview with the vampire.
Now, have they gotten
Is that
the
a
fourth episode of
series?
Andor yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 dropped last week and 1 dropped this week.
So the one thing I can say that I could say about Andor is they definitely had to drop the first 3 to make it even like, because if you tried watching like the first episode and then if they just had the first episode, you would not watch the show anymore. If they just dropped the first 2 episodes, you would not watch the show anymore. They had to drop the first 3 just for you to even start to give a crap.
They got Mr. Sardonicus on TV right now. Have you ever seen that? About the guy with the real creepy smile from the 60s? Man, it is crazy looking. It's scary. I'm going to turn this around. You can see him. Hang on a second. Can you see the TV?
No, we just see a plant.
Okay, now. Do you see him?
Oh, yes.
See if they show him again. Watch when you see his smile. Look at him. Isn't that crazy? It's in the dark now. The doctor gave him some kind of injection. I never seen this movie, but I always heard about this creepy smile this guy has. Supposedly because I think it's a William Castle movie, at the premiere or whatever, they had an ambulance waiting outside the theater for if anybody went into shock from seeing Mr. Sardonicus.
What did you
What
think?
else? More
What did you think of Andor?
What is Andor?
It's Star Wars.
Oh,
Rogue One. It's a prequel to Rogue One to show where the one guy gets into the rebellion. His whole backstory. What's his name?
Andor.
Oh, is that his name?
That's his name. Yes.
Okay.
It's
See,
something Andor.
That's how captivating the show is. But
Yeah.
it's I think it's the whole plan to go steal the blueprints, how that came about for the Death Star, right?
Yeah, I don't know where it's going. I saw the first 3, and like I said, you really need to watch all 3 just to give a crap about the show. Because if you just watch the first 2, you wouldn't. That's how slow it is.
Yeah, I watched the first 4 back to back the other day.
Okay. The ending of the 3rd episode when he escapes from the planet or whatever, that was actually cool, and you actually started to give a crap about any of the characters. But leading up to that, you just didn't give a crap about anybody. They could kill Andor off and no one would care.
I'm not disagreeing.
Has anybody been keeping up with the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power?
I have not.
I just watched the last episode that aired while I was waiting for vSphere to allocate a disk. For some reason, it went from milliseconds to over an hour to allocate a disk. I don't know why.
For who to do what?
Work. I just signed off work. I've worked 70 hours this week.
Jesus.
We're changing how the Oracle servers in the virtual environment are the disk allocation.
Mm-hmm.
Right now they're partition disks, and there's a huge amount of work that needs done to create the disk, partition it, and add it so Oracle can use it. And there was a difference in how everything was managed in the Americas versus Europe, Africa, and Asia. The 2 sides of the Atlantic, and in Europe they just add a raw disk, and with the updated version of Oracle can just grab that raw disk and use it. So if you need to increase the size, you just go into VMware or Nutanix if it's the actual hardware storage or for a physical machine, and you just resize the disk. And you don't format it, it's just a raw disk. And then Oracle can just rescan it and use the new space. So there's no downtime, it's quick, there's no coordination, no need for reboots. But moving off of the partition disks to raw disks has been a nightmare.
So are they running Oracle Linux?
Yes, but I think we're running the Red Hat kernel in Oracle Linux, because we had issues with I don't know, we had issues with the kernel version and had to switch it. I don't remember if we were using Red Hat and needed to use Oracle, or we were using Oracle and having issues and had to revert back to Red Hat.
Now, we
documented it somewhere.
Are you hosting your data locally, or are you hosting it through their cloud service?
So we have ESXi hosts in our data center.
Physical data center or Oracle's data center?
Physical data center at,
Oh,
Okay.
at my place of work. And it's using Nutanix. Nutanix? Yeah. And the old version, which we still have VMs running on, is using Nimble storage.
How are you doing? Yeah.
Work has been terrible the last 2 weeks.
Is it really draining you?
If you're doing 70 hours, yeah.
70 hours, yeah. Yeah. I spent 11 hours 2 weeks ago. My whole group was in Delaware, Ohio, from New Jersey, Georgia, Belgium, the Netherlands. All of infrastructure. We spent a week working on stuff in the office, and we accomplished a lot. And went out to eat almost every night. You know, did stuff for lunch. We did duck pin bowling. I don't know if you played that. I'd never heard of it before. We played golf. We went out for sushi. A bunch of things.
Cool.
But yeah. I left the golf early, and we had one of the people on the application team who requested more permission to the security server and security certs in the application, and I said no. So he decided to try and copy the entire directory and change himself recursively, changed himself as owner and changed the permissions to 777. Wait. Then forcibly removed. He went to remove everything from the directory. So it must have errored out, because 1 second later he ran rm-r from the directory, and then the next command he ran a second later was rm-rf. So it didn't delete the folders because the permissions are set so he doesn't have access, but he has elevated permission to create stuff. So it allowed him to forcibly delete all the certificates from production.
Oh.
So we had outages, and then he went on vacation.
Well, why did he do this?
We can talk about my theories on that when this isn't being recorded.
Okay. That's insane.
Wow.
Every conversation is an argument, and he turns around and tries to gaslight me that I'm not being polite, I'm not being customer service, I should be doing it another way. I'm like,
welcome
you should
to
not
production
be doing
support.
buffer overflows in production to override SOX compliance settings.
Welcome to production support, where it's all your fault and obviously you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, I have no idea why he wasn't fired 4 years ago. They keep promoting him.
They keep promoting him because eventually it'll take him away from actually working with things.
What are you talking into, Mortensey? It sounds good.
Skull candy. They were discounted at the grocery store for like $3 or $4 a piece.
Yeah,
like 5 sets.
It actually sounds really good.
That's wonderful to hear. I just need to figure out
how
where
do
I
I
put the rest
sound
of them.
tonight? I do have a new headset.
Yeah, you sound good. What headset is that?
Oh, this is that MPOW that I was talking about for like $16.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I mean, I still got my Naris, and my Naris, as far as I'm concerned, are better. But at $16, I wanted to try them out as a replacement in case something happens to my Naris
And that uses
I can't fix.
That uses a dongle too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sound good. $16.
I wouldn't do it over Bluetooth.
Yeah, I tried that. It sounded terrible. Those Naris sound good, man. $16. Where'd you get them?
The MPOWs. eBay.
Oh, okay. Oh, MPOW. Okay.
Yeah. Let me see if I can see. Yeah, I got the box right here. MPOW Air Pro gaming headset 7.1, our virtual 7.1 surround sound.
How do they sound to you?
They
Like
sound
the audio.
good. I mean, they're not the Naris. The Naris got a lot of extra bass, and you can really feel everything going on around you. But they're clear. They're crisp. I don't have any complaints about the sound quality.
The microphone is really sensitive, though.
I
When
had
your
to
wife
turn it
came
down.
into the room, she sounded just about as clear as you did.
Yeah.
I actually had to turn it down, so it's currently set at. No, that's not right. Let me go back here. Oh, it's at 76. No, it's 81%.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Does that sound different?
Yes.
Yeah,
You can hear
sounds
more
a little
background noise.
Background noise.
More background noise?
Yeah.
So if I switch to this, that sounds better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, because that's at 81%, and the other one was at like 60-something%. And all it is the multi-channel input versus multi-channel input MPOW versus microphone MPOW. So I don't know what the difference is between those two. But if the multi-channel sounds better, I'll use the multi-channel.
Can you put a link to the headphones in the show notes and what settings worked and didn't work?
Maybe.
The
I don't
show
have
notes.
I don't even have the show notes brought up.
They're
is
in
there
the
a show?
room. Yeah, but they're not current. Hang on, I have to.
What are we on? 205?
Yep.
Yeah. Shit, I forgot.
I'm there.
205. Save. Okay.
I'll see if I can find an Amazon link. I don't know if Amazon has them. Like I said, I picked this up on eBay.
eBay. Not
I'm
new
not
on
going to post the
just
eBay
random.
link. It's
That's why I meant link to where you got them.
Oh, a link to where I got them?
Yeah.
On eBay?
They're cheaper on eBay, right?
I would assume so. Yeah, they're half price on eBay. Like they're $30 on eBay. Actually, that's just a similar cent because that's Nubwo. So yeah.
I also started watching the TV series Let the Right One In.
What? There's a TV series?
Yeah, I think the original movie was Let the Wrong One In, and the American remake was Let the Right One In, and now there's a TV series. Yeah.
I never saw the American remake. Was it any good? I heard it's just shot for shot, basically.
Yeah, it was. I don't think exactly, but it was so very close. I like the Norwegian one better.
Yeah, that's the one I saw. It was a cool movie.
Unlike the girl with the dragon tattoo, which the American version was terrible compared to the original.
No, I've never seen those either. There's several
Still
of them,
watchable. Right? Yeah. Somebody was telling me about it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I have all 3 of them." They're like, "No, you don't. It's just coming out." Like, no, I have a box set. Yeah.
Right, they're from the future.
There, I added it to the show notes. That's a long link though for eBay. Let me know if that comes up for you.
Yeah, it works. $15.99.
Yep.
Dang, Hunky, I forgot to help with the show notes. I was going to work on that today.
Well, I figure I got Reddit opened up, so we mostly pull from stuff we put. So if we can look through Reddit, and if we find one of the things we put on there, because we put a lot of stuff in recently, and
yeah, that's true. That's probably a better way to do it, because instead of putting everything on there, we don't talk about half of it.
right. What? You all right, Mornsey?
I wasn't sure if everybody was being quiet for a reason.
Oh no, I think we were all just looking at the headphones at one point.
Dude, I still haven't brought up the show notes. It's clocking. I think I need to reboot my computer.
Oh yeah.
The back of my phone is coming off.
Oh yeah.
I
The new
updated
phone I
them
bought
in the
last year because
Lugcast room.
What was that?
Well, I just had updated the show notes link in the Lugcast room. Oh.
The back of the phone is coming off. Is that battery bloat, or is it?
No, I think it's just the adhesive heating up and releasing.
Really?
I googled it. Apparently, a lot of people have a problem with the Motorola Edge.
This isn't your new phone?
Off. This is the new phone I bought because my old phones were broken. I bought two. I bought a Motorola and a Nokia.
I mean, this isn't the Linux phone that you're still
Correct.
getting?
So the ones I bought because I needed a phone immediately, and the Linux phones hadn't arrived yet.
Those son of a bitches.
You should look up a phone called the Astro Slide.
Astroglide?
Slide.
Slide.
Dan made the same joke on Wednesday.
Why would they name it that?
5G transformer on Indiegogo.
Yeah, except it's not on Indiegogo anymore. I think that ended, and now you got to pick it up from their website.
Will they actually send it to you, though?
Indiegogo. How the hell should I know?
Because I've already bought two.
Yeah.
But like I said, you can buy it directly from their site. I mean, that should ship to you, but it's like $1,000 there.
Oh, damn.
And it'll run either Android or eventually it'll run Linux. But they're the same people that made the Gemini PDA.
So does the screen completely come off the keyboard?
No,
or does it just slide all the way to the
slides and then kind of twists a little bit so it's at an angle.
Huh. You missed a physical keyboard.
And it's supposed to eventually run Linux. It doesn't right now, though.
Huh. All right. Welcome to episode 205 on the Linux Lugcast. We're an open podcast /lug that meets at 9 p.m. Eastern every first and third Friday of the month using Mumble. We encourage anyone listening to join us live on the show. And you can check out linuxlugcast.com for the server details. If you have any questions, comments, or topics that you would like us to discuss and are unable to join us live during the show, you can send us an email at feedback@linuxlugcast.com. We have a subreddit where we post things that we wind up usually talking about on the show. We have a MeWe page, which Morton C usually checks. And we have a Matrix room where we sit around and basically post our scores from Framed and occasionally talk about Linux stuff. Mostly just post things from Framed. Which is
No,
again,
we had some interesting conversations lately.
and most of it we're going to talk about. Well, part of it we're going to talk about is your fun with your maker group there.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
that was a lot of fun. That was
Did
a
you
lot
go?
of work too.
Did you go to the makerspace?
Well,
What?
I went to this new one. It's in Richardson.
Oh, the Raspberry Pi one?
Yeah, but I went ahead and joined. It's called the Lab, or maybe I shouldn't say that. It's called something else besides the Lab.
It's not the lab.
No.
The Lab Richardson. Let me
No,
let me
it's not
search
that.
for that
That's
real
the
quick.
one that it
the
is not.
Lab Richardson.
That's the one that it's not. That one.
Everyone's makerspace.
Because
It's not this one. It's the other one.
Oh, okay.
mhm.
Well,
Well,
let me
to-
introduce people first before we start going into. I'm Honkeymagoo. With us tonight is Joe,
I'm here.
Lovecraft,
You guys doing?
Doing good, man. Glad to have you on.
That's good to finally get on here.
Minnix,
Hello, hello.
Morton C,
Hello.
Netminer,
Howdy, I'm a little slow tonight.
and as usual, listening in is Cherry Hill Tony.
Hey, Lovecraft, did you ever go see Tony?
I have not. Talked to him a couple of times, and I think we're going to try and set up a date. He was a little under the weather, so
Oh,
maybe in
okay.
a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that would be cool.
We didn't ask you. Is there anything you've been watching recently?
Not a whole lot. I've been watching the first two Fletch movies, and watched the third one, and the Predator movie, Prey.
There's a third Fletch movie?
Yes, Confess Fletch.
Really? And you watched the first two before that one?
Yeah, just kind of refreshed the memory.
Huh.
I got Fletch and Fletch Lives. I've never heard of Confess Fletch.
I haven't either. What year was that?
It just came out. It's got John Hamm in it.
It doesn't have Chevy Chase?
Nope. John Hamm picked up the Fletch role.
Huh.
Man, the lab is a lot closer than that other one.
Yeah, closer to you. But it's way smaller. It doesn't have nearly as much stuff in there.
Yeah, and the only thing I see that I might be interested in is that Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi user group. The one you didn't go to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, did we introduce everybody before I get us off on a tangent here? Okay.
Now we can
Not talk about the
not
lab.
talk about the.
Don't tell us about what happened at the lab, Minnix. But tell us what happened at this place that you went to.
This other random hackerspace?
Yeah, the one that's not closer to me.
It's a Banana Pie user group, isn't it?
Yeah, Banana Pie user group is on Saturday, first Saturday of the month, or last Saturday. I can't remember. Anyway, so I've been messing around with Matrix, trying to get different bots up and running because this new hackerspace that I joined recently, that will go unnamed, I noticed they had a bunch of rooms on Matrix when I looked up the name of the space on there, and they had a room for everything for every department, and so I joined an email list, and apparently they all use Discord now, and they don't use Matrix anymore. And let me get to the mail list because. I can't. I don't
Are
want to
you
go.
back on Discord again?
No, but I asked them. I said,
After you got banned for doing horrible things on Discord?
Yeah, I had kitty porn, but it was kitty porn, not the other kind. And they didn't go for that.
I wanted to register that domain name when I got on the internet back in 1995. I worked at a cattery, so I would have had tons of pictures, and I could have taken video, and I bet I would have gotten tons of money just from the massive amounts of random visitors.
Looking for something else. Oh, this is just what I'm interested in. Oh, what the hell? It's just a bunch of cats.
Or specifically looking for the cats. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, so I mentioned, are y'all using your Matrix rooms? And somebody who's an admin up there or something said, no, we use Discord now, and we don't use Matrix anymore. And I said, why? And they said, well, we're getting a bunch of spam on there. And I said, I can look for a way to prevent the spam. And they said, sure. So I found this bot. How do y'all pronounce this anyway? Do you know MJ? It's Thor's hammer.
Right. And he actually said it many times in the
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's spelled just like the hammer too. And it's great. I mean, it has let me see, I had the help menu up earlier. So you can do all kinds of you could set all kinds of rules with it and ban people. You can ban whole rooms. You can ban whole servers. You can set rules to ban spam based on any keywords and stuff like this. And this thing took me 2 or 3 days to get working. And I got it working, and I said, man, I found a great way. Actually, I'll tell you exactly what I said. Because I posted in Matrix.
And you don't have to worry because they'll never visit there, so...
No, I won't allow them to.
It's like Joe.
Okay, so I said, they were using Discord because they said they were getting spam on Matrix, which to me, a hackerspace should be using open source software anyway. Maybe that's just me. So on the mailing list, I said, I told them, I said, I'll work on this and see if I can find a solution. So I found the Mjolnir bot running on my own Matrix server now that I got set up, and it seems to be working okay. I'll write up a better installation doc for it, as the official README doc does not really work. If you wish to use it, you're free to run it from my server onto your lab room or run it on your own server. It's just a Docker container, and I've given it a single core and 1 gigabyte of RAM, so it's fairly lightweight. There's not much to it. Just set the rules for the room and let it run, and it will auto-moderate. Which I thought that was good, right? So somebody, which apparently I've been informed is an admin on the official Hackerspace Discord, said, I Jeff Goldblum this at the moment, which I don't know what that means. Do y'all know what that means? Have you ever heard that?
No.
It's just some stupid nerd speak. Let's see. We spend a lot of time thinking of if we could and not enough time on if we should. What purchase would such a bridge serve? Which is the Matrix bridge for Discord. We have 3 to 6 users at the moment who we know would use such a bridge, but why? How does this affect participation? It seems we just have 2 whose activity has dropped off precipitously. We only need to open a web browser to engage, so it seems like a fairly low bar to exclude yourself from the community on. With that, if the cost were nothing, it would be a no-brainer. Just do it, which it is nothing. In the end, it really isn't no cost. The cost is yet another resource that has to be managed, and given the extreme niche, it just doesn't seem worth it. Cobbling together 2 communications platforms that has a set of challenges that aren't really easily solved, and as each platform evolves, that middleware has to keep up in a constant. For one thing, this dude doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Let me just say that he has no idea about Matrix, or I don't know what he does, but it ain't programming.
Manages Microsoft servers.
Probably. Anyway, he says that has cobbling together 2 communications platforms has a set of challenges that aren't easily solved, and as each platform evolves, that middleware has to keep up in a constant cat and mouse game, which it doesn't. It didn't seem like a good idea when it was first done, but seemed harmless enough. Then we had no way to stop the spammers, which this does, and still keep that channel of communication open, so it just had to go. I don't see what would be gained by going down this road again that would make it a worthwhile endeavor. If someone wants to poll how many users would use such a feature, I'd be willing to take a look, but if it's less than 5 out of 500, it just seems like more trouble than it's worth. Part of being on this platform, which is Discord, is the fact that it has near zero barrier to entry in the first place, plus the set it and forget it maintenance. Now, what kind
How
of
do you join
hacker?
Discord?
Unless you got a lifetime ban for kitty porn.
Yeah. Now, what kind of hacker mentality is that?
Yeah. the whole set it and forget it. Yeah.
Yeah, set it, forget it.
Barrier
And
entry.
nobody's going to use it, even though several people don't participate anymore in discussions because they were strictly on Matrix and didn't want to move to Discord. Me being one of them, which I just joined, but still, I don't want to join Discord again. So, I mean, that, and then I just replied and said, okay. Just like, this guy is on some kind of weird power trip, and I don't even care, really, What I should do is
When
make
does
my
admin-
own Matrix rooms for them, and then moderate them myself, and then invite everybody who doesn't want to be on Discord to those rooms,
There you
since
go.
I'm not the admin of their rooms. But I won't. I don't care. I mean, it's just petty. But it sucked because I told them, they said that would be a good idea if I told them I'd research it and come up with a way, and I did. And it's actually running right now in the Lugcast room, the bot is. I think I texted or I sent messages to Mornsey and Honky to where the room was. And from within that room, you can do whatever it says. And if you type, bang help, it'll tell you like, or maybe it's bang Mjolnir help or something like that. But it'll tell you all the commands you can use. So that was my experience with that. But I'm going back there because they have like a sewing club or something, and I have my favorite pair of shorts that I ripped about a month ago, and I don't know how to sew. I don't know how to fix them, so I'm hoping I can get somebody up there to fix them for me. That's worth the price of admission alone, But they also have some. I met I met 3 cool people so far up there. One is an old man that's retired, but he used to teach at the Dallas Makerspace, which Joe knows about here in Dallas, and he would teach Arduino and microcontrollers and stuff. And now he wants to teach there because it's closer to him.
Do we know him?
No, we don't know him. Well, his name is Brady. You may know him, but I don't. This is the first time I met him, and he wants to teach classes there. And he said, he's not charging anything, but he said whoever is admitting that hackerspace is like giving him the runaround and about teaching classes. Like, oh, we'll take a look at it and see if anybody's interested. And there's no.
I'd go in to mess around with Arduino.
Totally, and I mean, there's nothing for them to do. It's all him that wants to teach. All he has to do is post it on the meetup, and it'll be on the calendar that they're going to have
right. What cost is this going to add?
I think a few of the people who are in higher positions, which is it's supposed to be a co-op anyway. It's not supposed to be like a hierarchical organization, but a few of the people there just kind of are on these power trips, from what I can see, and just want to be in control of everything. And they're not going to do good. I mean, the Dallas Makerspace
They don't
did so
know what
good
they're doing,
because
so
everybody was involved in decision making and stuff. And this is supposed to be like that. But from what I hear, what that old man Brady told me was that they're losing money month after month, and they're basically relying on outside grants instead of member fees to pay the bills. So, and it's a tiny space too. I mean, it can't be that much to run. But anyway, we'll see. And see, I used to teach classes at the old Dallas Makerspace, and that would pay my membership dues. You know, I would teach welding and stuff like that, metalwork. And but here, not only do they don't pay you anything to teach the class or compensate you for your dues, but they won't even respond to you if you ask to teach a class. Apparently, from what I've learned. Because another guy wanted to teach ham radio that was there when I talked to Brady, and they gave him the runaround. It's like, this place ain't gonna make it. You know, that's how Makerspace got it where it is today. That's why it's so huge. It's based on classes.
right?
You didn't have to be
People
a
want to
member
come
to come to
in
the class. Yeah.
and talk
And
to
you-
other people and learn crap.
And you didn't have to be a member to go to the classes, you know. And most of the classes would charge for materials and stuff, but it wasn't that much. But that's how they got everybody so involved. And I think this place is not being run well.
Doomed.
It may be, yeah. So anyway, that's the story.
How much are the monthly fees there?
$40, and you get the key fob and 24/7 access. So I'll do this first month and see how it goes, and if I'm not into it, I'll just cancel it.
$40 is a
then
lot.
and then just like a gym membership, they'll keep charging you for the next 6 months, and every month you'll go by and be like, "Hey, I canceled. Quit charging me."
They better
I'm
not.
sorry.
Better not do that. But anyway, so I'm gonna meet that guy Brady. We talked, and he said just email him because he's retired, and he can meet me up there whenever I want. So he don't have nothing to do. And I said, yeah, I got a big box of microcontrollers and sensors and stuff I want him to look at, and hopefully he can.
Right. Give us a project for the Pico.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's totally into the Pico W right now. He just showed me a wind gauge that he made because the Pico has a ADC converter on it. And so it takes the voltage from that little propeller thing and converts it into, you know, a digital signal. And he built that. It's pretty cool. And he knows a lot
Sounds
about 3D
cool.
printing. Like he was teaching 3D printing up there, and he's in his 70s, you know.
Hey, you gotta do something with your time when you're that age.
Yeah, but guys
Right.
like that are just full of freaking knowledge, you know. Like that was the best thing about the Dallas Makerspace was not just the equipment and everything you used, but was the people there that just freaking knew how to do everything, man. Like you could find somebody there that would know how to do whatever you wanted to do, whether it's electronics, whether it was mechanic work, jewelry making, metalwork, woodwork, anything. I mean, the level of expertise they had at that place was awesome. And I don't know if this place is the same or not. From what I've seen so far, it's not. But I think that the people that are running this place are quote unquote, or have been elected to run it, or the kind of people I used to beat up in high school, you know, that now have like this big power trip because they got what they think is a little bit of power. So whatever.
You were just one of those guys that screamed nerds at the top of your head while you ran after nerds to try and beat them up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, but it wasn't nerds that I found out later. They were from the special ed class, and then I felt really bad about it.
You should.
I did. What about I got a few other projects I can talk about, but I want to hear from you guys.
Well, right now I'm starting another. I redesigned. Well, I slightly modified my design for that Razer Jungle Cat, and
Now, when
I'm
did that
checking
come
to see
out?
how the. Huh?
That come out? Did that
That's
come
an
out
older
after
one.
that one I got?
It's a couple years old. I don't know about the one you got. I
I
got
never
this
heard
one.
of it.
I got this one because after I'm done making a proper controller adapter so it mounts onto my phone the way I want, I'm going to do the same for my 1GX, my little mini laptop here that I'm gonna have. That I have Batacera running on an external drive. So I'm gonna make it so that because
Make
it's
your own
got
Steam Deck?
the little hooks right here. Well,
Mhm.
no, my phone will be more like a Steam Deck than this will, but this will be like the GPD Win
Yeah,
that has the controller on it.
that's the one I had, right.
Yeah, and then this will just have the controllers on the sides because it's got a place to hook controllers on it already.
That's what those are for?
Yeah, well, that's how I have the my USB.
Camera?
No, my USB hub
Oh, okay.
is hooked into one of those right now, and I can just pop it off and then put something else there if I want to. And the next thing I'm going to put there is hopefully going to be the adapter for those controllers.
Mm.
So, yeah. It will be fun. So I got my caliper out, and I've been measuring, and I got more Bluetooth stuff to do with it. But yeah, my projects have been pretty thin lately. I'm looking for my next fun Linux-based project. Now, I'm still using Audio Bookshelf almost
So what do you think?
exclusively to listen. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
It's awesome, isn't it?
It is. It's really good, and like I have not had any trouble when switching from Wi-Fi to cellular. So that has been seamless transition every time. It buffers enough that it's not a problem.
I need to contribute to that project because, oh man,
I'm
they
gonna
did
use
such
it
a
for a
good
little.
job.
I'm gonna use it for a little while longer before I do that because you know I remember donating to Subsonic and then being pissed when they paywalled.
Oh, well, maybe that's a good idea then.
So I'm gonna give it a little while.
What? How
And
did Subsonic paywall though? You hosted it yourself, right?
yeah, but a lot of the features and stuff, it just really went downhill. They quit supporting it. There were a whole bunch of forks, and the different forks weren't always compatible with each other, and it's really stopped working efficiently after a not very long period of time. But this is a lot like a pared down Subsonic should work.
Right.
And I'm really liking it. And like I said, no problem with the transition from Wi-Fi to cellular and back because it buffers enough that it's not a problem. And now I do understand that that's not going to be the same if I go to like a dead zone or something. But I can download the book. Now, the only two things, now it was previously one thing, and now I've noticed one other thing that seems to be missing that I would want is one, faster speed, and two, a queue. There's no queue. If a book ends, I have to go in and pick the next one. I can't just set up a long queue and let it run.
I see. But that's not too big of a deal, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're not deal killers. You know, I'm still using the app, and it's still easier than the kludged together other setup that I have with BT Sync and Listen audiobook player. The only thing about Listen is it does queues and it has the higher speeds. It's just, you know, I was starting to get issues, and I haven't figured out where yet with something with the sync from my phone back to my computer. The things that I delete, they stay deleted, but the folders don't. The folders come back. So
Now, did you have to do any rearranging for Audio Bookshelf of like your folder structure?
yes, I had to go through all of my audiobooks.
Dang.
And yeah, that's a lot of audiobooks in case you weren't aware.
Yeah, you have like terabytes.
Yeah, and I'm sure I will find more issues as I go along, but I spent like a full day going in and setting it up, the author and then the series for the author inside the author folder, and then the number of the book.
Oh, you've
So,
got a lot of books like that, a lot of series,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And then, once you got the number at the beginning of the title of the book, then it goes in correctly. Now, I did have problems with like at least one set of audiobooks where I was looking for a specific series, and only like one book in the series was appearing, and then so I went in and I modified it to be correct in the naming structure, and then it would still only show that one book, so I had to change the name of the author. Like I added like a 1 on the end or something, and then change the name of the author back after it saw all the books. So after it rescanned it as a new author, I was able to switch it back, and then all like 14 books in the series were there. Or 12. That series had like 12 books. It was Alex Verus, Benedict Jacka. So yeah, the naming convention on that didn't work as well as I would have wanted, but after I made the changes, it worked fine. And I don't know, because there's so many different books and book series in my library, I don't know if that problem has appeared somewhere else, and I won't know until I go looking for something specific and can't find it.
Oh, y'all want to pick the movie real quick?
Well, we got to
haven't
talk
talked
about
about the
the
other one.
previous movie.
Oh. Oh, well, we can do that anytime. We're not on any schedule. For some reason, I was thinking we did it at the beginning of the show, but I guess it doesn't matter. So I'm glad you're liking Audio Bookshelf.
Yeah.
I love it.
I want to set up Readar.
What's Readar?
Evidently, it's
like Sonar and stuff, and
yeah.
it'll go out and aggregate.
But it's for
and pull
audiobooks?
stuff like
It's for audiobooks, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So I assume you can like add an author, and it'll find them from places you're connected, and
that's cool.
That's what the write-up says on it, is what you can do is use it as like an RSS feeder and then grab the specific books when they come out. But there's not a whole lot of detail on how to set it up and where to look for the RSSs, so
they all seem to work the same way: LiDAR, Sonar, Radar, BIDAR, I guess. So there's at least 4 of them I know of. I think there's some more.
But I want to set up Readar and give it a try and see how well that works for book series that I enjoy, and I want them to automatically get added to my collection.
Now, what it does is just browse the Audible store, and then it takes money out of your bank account, and it purchases them legally.
Yep.
And then it goes into your. I just want to make sure that's clear to everybody.
It completely automates the purchasing process
before they so might misunderstand what you're saying here.
If my authors were to suddenly come out with like 1,500 books each, I would be so broke, and there would be nothing I could do about it.
Yep.
That's why you only point it to the Gutenberg project.
There you go.
Or what's that one from Internet Archive? LibriVox.
Mm-hmm.
So how about that Guyver Dark Hero?
It didn't suck as bad as the first one.
I disagree.
It was not as much of a garbage burn. I could look away from that train wreck. I could not look away from the train wreck of the first one.
Okay, well, let me give you a synopsis real quick, because people are going to be mad because they don't know what we're talking about. And I'll kind of give a brief synopsis, and then we can go into like details. So this takes place a year after. Guyver 1, the original, did it have a subtitle too, or was it just Guyver?
I think it was just Guyver.
So Guyver was about this kid who comes into contact with this alien technology that actually is a living super suit that becomes part of his body, and he ends up fighting this evil corporation called Kronos, who I think in the first one, didn't they create the Zoonoids or whatever?
No, they were Zoonoids.
Oh, but they didn't. The corporation didn't create them.
Well, they had a machine that would turn people into Zoonoids.
Yeah, okay, that's what I
But
was
the
thinking.
whole Zoonoids project was an alien thing where they were trying to.
Because
Okay,
they turned
so-
what's his name into Luke Skywalker into a
Yeah.
Oh,
into
that's
this
right,
little
yeah.
slug bug
Cockroach,
Yeah.
yeah,
grasshopper.
cockroach, yeah.
So anyway, so that's the premise of the first one. Is he fights this evil corporation that are using this technology to create what's called zoonoids, which is like a human-animal hybrid. And depending on the animal, it could be like a giant frog or a wolf monster, or just weird monsters, or like the creature from the Black Lagoon and stuff like that. And it had J.J. Walker, Dynamite in there, and it had Mark Hamill, and it had what's his name, Berryman, the guy that was in The Hills Have Eyes and all those B movies. Anyway, had a pretty cool cast, but it was kind of more geared towards kids, I would say. Would y'all say compared to this one? Compared to
I hope not.
part 2?
I'm not sure.
The first one?
What age kids do you think the first one will be geared towards?
No, but yeah, because it had cool monster fights and
why? Because it had JJ Walker in it.
Maybe like 17 to 20-year-old kids.
I'm thinking teenagers. Well, anyway, and so the first one, that was the premise of the first one. The second one is Sean Barker is back, the kid with but he's older now, and he still has the suit that's part of him, but the suit has kind of become more murderous and like kills people, bad guys and things like that, instead of just confining them. And he doesn't really know what's going on, but or why it's doing that, and he loses his Asian girlfriend in the first one, and he picks up a white girlfriend in this one, and his girlfriend leaves him because he's been obsessing about it, and he has these dreams that has all these weird shapes that he's been drawing and stuff, and he sees this news report of this man in Utah who is supposedly attacked by a werewolf, and he talks about these cave paintings. Or no, he draws pictures of what's in this. I don't know. Anyway, Sean Barker sees the pictures on the TV of the werewolf sighting, and he's been drawing the same pictures. So he leaves wherever he lives then and goes to Utah, and he finds out there's an archaeological dig, and inside the dig they have these same images that he's been drawing from his dreams. So he sneaks in there with this girl's help that works there and wants to see what's going on, and they end up they're funded by some secret organization, but they end up uncovering a spaceship underground, and it turns out that the secret organization is Kronos again, but they're like Kronos West Coast or something. They call them Kronos LA, different from Kronos LA or whatever. And so they are actually a bunch of zoonoids that are trying to get the Guyver technology for themselves. So that's basically the premise, and they fight each other and all this stuff, and it all works out in the end. So, but right off the bat, I will say that this is definitely a darker, kind of grittier tone they were going for. Did you lose Joe, or is he still there?
I lost Joe.
I did too. Anyway, it's definitely a darker, grittier tone, and I think that because right in the beginning, the Kronos, or is it no? It's some other guys are breaking to this warehouse, and the Guyver shows up to like stop them, and there's all these F-bombs dropped out of nowhere, and then one of the guys falls off this catwalk onto a car, and like it's pretty messed up, and so I can tell right off the bat it's more kind of like adult oriented than the first one, and plus and they show the Guyver slitting the bad guy's throat and stuff, which he wouldn't have done in the beginning. So there's something definitely going on, and so I don't know how I felt. I liked the first one more because it reminded me more of like a old school kind of video game movie, like Super Mario Brothers the movie or something like that. It was a lot goofier, and it was more fun to me. And I feel if you're going to do a dark, edgy movie, you better be good at making movies, and you better have some good actors to sell it, or else just do a dumb, goofy movie like the first one is what I would think. Because
all the
this one,
Darkman movies need to go on the list. That's all I'm saying.
those aren't tech movies.
All of the what?
Darkman movies. And maybe Toxic Avenger. All of them.
I just want to apologize for putting Guyver on the list.
No,
You should.
I don't think you should at all. I think you are correct in putting it on there. It's a great movie.
I loved it a lot more when I was a teenager. So I agree with Danny on the age group for it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not
liked
saying
more
it was
because
made
there was
for
an
them, that
anime.
age group, but I'm saying that age group would enjoy it a lot more. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Marcy.
I kind of think it was geared towards that age group.
Yeah.
To follow with the anime.
So yeah, I thought the first one was a little bit more campy, and I thought the second one was trying to be more of an edgier movie. But I think the best part that you're glazing over is all those beautiful sound effects that they like to use.
Yes.
Where they combine like the sound of an elephant and a cat going meow at the same time every time. And every time one of those monsters would jump up and like beat their chest, and they basically I think like the cat sound, the cat elephant sound or something.
And what'd you think about the soundtrack?
Oh, the soundtrack was beautiful, and I love the fact that somebody there was apparently a following looking for the soundtrack of this album, this movie.
So if you're not part of the Matrix, I linked to a thread. See, this has a very unique kind of synth-driven soundtrack, but it's really cool, and I think it's much better soundtrack than the original. And so this guy on Reddit, I was just looking for information about the soundtrack. Posted updates from the composer who's wanting to put it out, on CD. And when I first started this movie, I noticed the music was written by Les Claypool the third, and I thought, no way, that's not the Les Claypool. And according to this post, it's not. They share the same name, but isn't that weird that the composer's name is Les Claypool?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the famous Les Claypool. So anyway, so there's this thread. I won't go through it all, but there's this forum called Soundtrack Collector, and somebody posted that they were hoping to find the soundtrack, but it never became available. And the guy that actually composed the soundtrack actually answered the threads and talked about making the soundtrack and all that stuff. And he said he actually owns the music for the movie, so he has the rights to it all. He could put it out if he wants to. He said he talks about the equipment it was recorded on. He said even at the time that it was recorded, the equipment was 10 years old, and so he has to get the equipment running again and make sure the tapes aren't all decayed and stuff that it was recorded to, and it's just it's a cool process. I'll put this link in the show notes if anybody wants to check it out. But I just thought that was interesting that the composer actually talked about making the soundtrack. And if you're part of the Matrix, you would be privy to all this information earlier than anybody else.
Did you look
And
on
it's like it's like it's almost like a Patreon, except it's free. You get all this extra content free in the Matrix room.
You didn't even talk about any of the flashbacks.
Oh, so I haven't really talked about the movie at all, but I just wanted to mention that about the soundtrack. But yeah, you guys go ahead. Tell me your thoughts and what you thought about the movie.
It was eminently ignorable when the first one wasn't.
You couldn't ignore the first one because it was a great movie.
The first movie was full of rubber suits and campy goodness.
Yeah.
The second movie was
Full
fine.
of rubber suits and violence and death.
But I thought the suits were much better made in the second
Oh,
one.
absolutely.
Yeah.
They were really impressive, especially that creature from the Black Lagoon suit of the boss man. That was awesome. The eyes and the way the face was animated and everything. And that was all practical, you know.
And you had one of the monsters wearing a Guyver suit, which was,
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. What'd y'all think about that?
interesting.
That was cool. So he should have been the ultimate Guyver.
Except his Guyver suit was broken.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what'd you think about the origin story of the Zoonoids and the Guyver and stuff? They explain that in this movie.
Yeah, that
Did you
was all the
understand it?
flashbacks.
Yeah, that was weird. So apparently the aliens were fighting a war and they were creating soldiers out of humans. Is that what it is? But they fucked up. They turned them into Zoonoids.
Something like that.
Something like that,
I don't
yeah.
remember.
Yeah, and so they created the Guyver to get rid of their mistake, which was the Zoonoids. And that was the backstory.
No, I thought that was the lie that he told the
Right, that was
the
the lie
guy-
that got originally told, but then it was
the
the
Guyver-
other way around or something.
Yeah, the Guyver was created for something. Like
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was.
Maybe I'm mixing that up then.
No, because that was the story
you
that
know-
was originally told, and then at the end of the movie or something, he's talking about how it was the Guyver that was created to be a machine of war, and then
Right.
like the Zoonoids were
But you
created
remember like
to
the
destroy it or something.
when that computer was shooting the laser into his head and
Yeah.
it was giving them all those images. That wasn't on Earth, like in prehistoric times, or
I thought it was.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I'd have to watch the movie again, and that's not going to happen.
and they had all those they had all those ships on there, around there too. And then I think they made those monsters, and then they just took off or something. It was hard. It was a little bit difficult to understand what was going on in that flashback. Another thing I really liked about this movie was the set design. I thought that they did a great job on the cave and the whole ship and all that. You know, that was just before
Yeah.
they didn't use any CG. It was just like all handmade stuff. I really like practical effects like that. I like those suits and the ship and the Guyver itself.
Yeah.
Definitely better sets than the first one.
Mm-hmm. And the Guyver transformation was all stop motion too, which was really cool.
And the girl's dad was a Zoonoid.
Yeah, so I didn't get that part. How is he a Zoonoid? Like, when did that happen? Like
before they even got to the camp or something.
He always
He
was.
didn't have a choice. They were threatening his daughter and like, you're going to be a Zoonoid.
oh, okay.
And then, yeah.
No, he just He just changed into it. He always was one. I think.
Oh, no, I thought they made him one, and then he
No.
was able to, like, shift back and forth. Then how did he, father a normal girl?
Yeah.
Because I thought he, like, made a deal with them, and that's how he ended up a Zoonoid.
I don't know.
never understood that part.
how he became a Zoonoid was never actually discussed.
Hmm.
He was.
And what was
when
he?
his-
A giant cockroach or something?
Well, he had looked like his face was a cockroach. His face had like little legs coming off of it.
Yeah.
And he fought the other Zoonoids to try and protect his daughter, and...
Well, he
blah,
just
blah.
fought is kind of a strong word. He mostly just kind of stood in the way and got beat up a lot.
Oh, that's true.
He mostly just took a bunch of punches and somehow lived for a while.
The Guyver almost killed him,
Yep.
but the girl stopped it. You know what that girl's name is? Her real name? Kathy Christopherson. And I thought that was
Chris
Chris
Christopherson.
Christopherson's daughter or granddaughter or something, but they spell their last names different. Chris is with the K and hers is with the C. She was hot. She was real cute. Something about those little library glasses. I don't know. I like that. Like Joe. He's got those library glasses.
Do it for you every time.
Yeah, that really does it for me. Just pull on that beard. Pull your mouth open with your beard. Just like a ventriloquist dummy. Anyways, I give this a thumbs up. I
Me
don't know
too.
how y'all feel.
It was fun.
Thumbs up. Oh, a shameful thumbs up from Mortensey. And a thumbs down from Joe. All right.
Somebody could still talk me into watching it a third time. Actually, I probably watched it more than once when I was younger.
Really? So you saw the second one? That's my first. I didn't even know there was a
No,
second one.
we're gonna have to take some time though, and since we've done the 2 movies, we're gonna have to do the TV show.
Well, you're gonna have to do a TV show.
See, I guess it wasn't that good, was it?
My recollection was the anime was the better storyline.
I'm sure it was. Yeah.
It can't get any worse.
Have you been paying attention to the movies we watched on the show?
Does the anime have a plot?
Which one?
The Guyver anime, does it have a plot?
This had a plot.
My recollection is that it did follow an episode by episode plot where he is similar to the movie where he
it's already winning then.
Yeah.
What's that talking plot? About? It's not a great plot, but it had one.
Yeah, it did have a plot.
I'm just saying from my memory, which is I watched it a long time ago.
I will admit that it's better than Gunhead.
Anything is better than Gunhead.
You don't have to keep bringing that up.
Yes, we do. yes, we do.
Forever.
Because it is the bar. The bar has been set down there as the worst movie we've watched.
I think if we watched the animated Gunhead and read synopsis of it that explained it in better detail, we might enjoy it.
Yeah, I still think we should all just watch it together and maybe pause every once in a while and go bring up the synopsis just to explain what is going on in this scene.
I can't watch that.
What are those crazy lights when they're inside the elevator?
Maybe if we were all together in the same room and all drunk as hell and it was playing in the background and we didn't have to pay attention to it, then I could watch it.
Yeah, that's actually almost sounds like fun, but I don't think we'd watch the movie. I think we'd just spend the whole time talking smack.
That's fun. But you know, Gunhead, what it would be cool is like if you had a kind of a weird techno band or something like that, just to play it in the background. You know, just the movie while you're playing your band. You know, that would be a cool movie to do that with. Play behind your band. It had some cool mech images and stuff like that. It's Scorpion mech. But as far as like actually sitting down and watching it, I made the mistake of watching it by myself and just so I didn't have anybody to riff off, you know, with how stupid it was and everything, and so it was torture, you know.
I do know.
Yeah.
Did you do the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to subject Jackie to that crap.
Exactly.
Crap. What are you talking about?
Gunhead was crap. Even you said it was crap.
I know. So this movie, as far as like tech angles, I don't think it was really that tech oriented because the tech that was in it was just alien technology, which is like, yeah, I mean, you don't know how that works. So it's magic basically. So 3 stars for Guyver Dark Hero.
You didn't mark the Computer War tennis shoes on our list as having been watched.
Oh, crap. You're right. That's my bad. Go ahead and mark it.
How would I do that?
Just put a pound next to it so it doesn't show up in the script.
You just want me to pound it?
Yeah. Pound it. Pound that sucker.
Pow.
I double pounded it.
Pow, pow.
We are waiting for Mortensen's drum roll, and then we can announce the new movie. I've got it right here. This is one that Mortensey picked that was grandfathered in after the rule change. This is a psychgore man from 2020.
I have not watched it specifically, so it would fall into that rule
Oh,
of not
really?
watching it. Yes.
This is I've seen it, but I'll gladly watch it again. It is a pretty awesome movie.
Would you
It's-
consider it? They're controlling the cyborg, right?
No, I wouldn't. It's not a cyborg. It's a. I don't want to say too much, but anyway, and
Okay.
it's the same level of tech as what was in Guyver, like alien technology and stuff. So, but it's cool. It's definitely a cool movie, and it's a throwback to kind of those Guyver type movies, but it's done way better, and it's actually funny too. And I think you guys will enjoy it for sure.
Didn't
Well,
we
I don't
watch?
want to influence you, but
Did we watch the trailer?
Isn't that what you said about?
Yeah, I think we did. You cut out.
You
Joe.
said-
We didn't hear what you said.
Right.
You said we were gonna enjoy Gunhead too, and then we watched it.
I don't remember saying that.
Mm-hmm.
You go back
Somebody-
and check the tape.
somebody
I
said
never
that.
said that. Never
Okay,
said
I
that.
don't see it on anybody's server.
I'm putting it in the Matrix room right now.
Where's it
Don't mind.
available?
In the Matrix room at the top. Give
Yeah,
me a
where's
second.
it streaming from?
No, you just download it from a server.
From your server?
Let's all do
Yeah.
it at the same time.
You can do it.
Right.
Same
Ready
time.
now.
Hang on.
It's on my Plex.
Okay,
didn't
well there you
find it
go. It's
there.
on his plug too.
Am I still connected to your Plex? Yeah.
Yeah, you should be. You may want to point it to you should have access to two separate servers.
Yep.
Pytho and Pazuzu. Connect to
Mhm.
Pazuzu. That's the new one that one of the listeners, who I don't know if wants to be named, sent me that HP Elite Desk.
You're gonna have to name him one of these days because you've said that a million times so far. Either name him, just spill the beans. Tell us who he is.
No, I don't see it coming up on here when I do a search. Is it not coming up?
And for anybody else listening, it's in the Matrix room at the room info at the top. Just download it
Psycho
straight from there.
Gore Man. Oh. It's
It
downloading.
was Lovecraft. I think he said it was okay to spill the beans.
Oh, okay, great. Well, we got him on with us. It's great to have him.
Yeah, I'm just glad the stuff went to a good home.
Me too. We couldn't ask for a better home than
Um,
Mortensen's. He'll definitely put it to use.
I'm still trying to buy the NMVE and 216 gig DIMMs for the second one, so I can start doing my graphic design with my Huion 19-inch screen.
Mm.
Okay, now when I go and manually look for it, I can find Psycho Gore Man.
So why would that be? You should be able to search, and it should.
I
it
should.
search all of,
And now when
When I
I go
search
click
for
on
stuff,
search, it comes up.
I'll search for stuff, and it'll come up on yours and 5 other people's, including mine.
Well, it'll be on mine here in like a couple of minutes, but that's because I got it, completely legally. I purchased it from Minnix.
Mm-hmm. He sent me a Venmo. It just now came through. I said, hang on, let me put this disk in the transporter. And I put that, and now it's
We were
assembling
talking
bit
about
by bit.
audiobook
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 shelf.
earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So I installed that on my Wayuno host, and I have the NFS share readable on my Wayuno host, but I can't figure out how to get that visible to Audio Bookshelf.
Huh.
When I go to browse at a folder, it won't let me.
Really? Can you upload through the interface? Will it let you do that? I mean, just to test and see if it works.
I'll do that next.
Yeah, just try.
I kind of stopped working on stuff in the last 3 weeks. I've been working on so much stuff at work. I came back to thousands of emails, and all my project stuff just stopped.
Jeez. Yeah, I would try to just to test it, upload it through the interface and see what happens, if it even takes it.
In the show notes, I don't know if anybody doesn't have MeWe. If they can check the link, when I click on it, I get a 404 error.
I'm not signed in, but I'll try it. Let's see. Maybe MeWe is no more.
No, when you're in MeWe, it's got MeWe.com/group/ like a GUID ID.
Oh, okay. So it's still there. I get a 404 too.
Yeah.
Because I'm not logged in.
They're sorry, the page you're looking at cannot be found.
Huh.
Does anybody post anything over there anymore?
Mostly just eBuzz.
He's still posting there?
Oh my god.
I forgot about eBuzz.
It's hard enough just to follow all of them that he's added. I haven't had time to watch every single one. I think the most recent one was Linux alternatives for Mac users.
Oh yeah.
And there was something Spiral and I don't know, they're pretty consistent. He's definitely a what do you call it, content creator.
So could you use to get to the Lugcast on MeWe without being logged in? Like, could you at least get to the room, or did you have to be logged in?
I'm logged in, so.
I was just wondering before, like, I thought that you could just click on it, it would take you to the room, but you'd have to be logged in to do anything. But now it just goes to 404.
I changed link in the show notes. If you're not logged in, can you click on it and see if it
Yeah, I'm gonna do that
prompts you
now.
to sign in, or if it goes there?
Let's see. It's loading something. And oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. So it says it goes straight to Linux Lugcast, and then it says sign up to join this group on MeWe. So that works. So they must have changed something.
I posted the link in there. So.
Yeah, that's the one I clicked on.
That is the proper testing.
On air testing.
Clicking on all the links. I click on all the links in the show notes, or I try to.
Look at you.
Well, let's check
you
the
actually
website.
care about this.
What if the link to the website still works?
Oh.
The old Reddit link doesn't work.
It doesn't.
Old Reddit link?
You can join our subreddit at https://
Oh, okay. The sidebar.
Reddit.
Yeah. That doesn't.
MeWe comes up as the 404. Oi.
There's a Z at the end of it. If I remove the Z, the link works.
Where's the
Which one, the Reddit? No.
Correct.
Oh yeah?
Honky, didn't you put a wiki on here somewhere? On the Reddit?
Yeah.
Where's it at?
Very top. Pinned at the top. First thing is the very top of our
Oh, okay,
Reddit
I
room.
see. Yeah, Linux
Yeah.
Lugcast Wiki. I got you. Okay, I got you. What? There it goes. God damn, Reddit is annoying on the laptop. Okay, Joe. The next Raspberry Pi user group is Saturday, November 5th, at that space that shall not be named.
The lab?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The lab that shall not be named?
I don't know what you're talking about. But
I don't know if I'm going to go.
if you know what I'm talking about, then you can go there. Or if you got free time, just let me know. We'll go up there and maybe I can call that Brady guy. We can get into a big Pico talk or something. Which I didn't know that about the Pico, that it had audio to digital
It's got a
converter
lot
on it.
on it.
Yeah, I guess so. Hang on. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, hang on a second. I'm going to mute my mumble. See what this is about.
Why not just mute your headset? Doesn't it have a mute button? I suppose we should do something other than try to read his lips. No, not you, Mortensey. I'm talking about Minnix.
Where in the proper thing for the Reddit? Is the one in the show notes working? Is the link in the show notes working for the Reddit?
Let me check.
It is now. I took the Z out.
Okay.
There was a Z after the slash.
Okay.
Yeah, random Z's tend to appear in the notes.
I think Netminer is push to talk as a Z.
Yeah.
Is it Netminer? Put him to sleep again.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to sleep with movie talk. Which, by the way, I listened to the last show, and we went into rehearsal talk. That was one of the funniest things I've ever heard, because I could just tell that everybody had zero amount of recognition of what we were talking about, but it was such a big deal to us. And then to hear Netminer's reaction at the end, you could just tell he hated it so much. It made me laugh so hard. It was funny. Not that I like upsetting Netminer, but
after watching his other show, because I watched like a few minutes of his other show, there's no way. Yeah, yeah. There's no way that the rehearsal is real. There's absolutely no way that that's real, because he's got the exact same attitude, and it seems like he's doing basically the same thing, just a different way.
Yeah, he is. Are we going to get into this again?
No, that's all I wanted to say. Is I actually watched his other show, and
you should watch more of that. It's great. It's very funny.
That first episode when he's trying to convince the ice cream shop to make the poo flavored ice cream.
Yeah, it's so elaborate, the lengths he goes to make sure it tastes exactly like human feces.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, I'll mention this episode to everybody because it's about computers. But I mean, the whole premise of the show is Nathan goes to business owners that are struggling and gives them this absolutely ludicrous, ridiculous ideas that supposedly will help their business grow. And one of them, he went to a computer repair shop and he told the owner, he said, the main reason people aren't coming in here is because they don't want you looking at their private photos when you're fixing their computer. And the guy said, well, I don't think that's the reason. Nathan says, trust me. Hey, they think you're a pervert and they don't want you looking at these pictures. He said, so here's what you do. You hire asexuals to work on the computer. That way they will have no attraction to any other person, and they will not work. They will not look at the photos. So he puts in these ads for asexual computer repair technician in Craigslist, and surprisingly, a couple people show up, and supposedly they don't have attraction to anybody. And he puts them to work in the computer repair place, and the computer repairman has to explain to every customer that this is a special asexual computer repair shop, and they promise not to look at your secret photos and stuff like that. And the customers are just like, just back up my data. I don't know what this is about. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But it's funny because Nathan doesn't want the shop owner to be near the laptops because it would contaminate the whole asexual part. So he builds a special booth for the computer shop owner to sit in with the microphone, and he can tell the asexual technicians how to do their job and what to work on and stuff. And if he has to go through that room, they have to lock the computer up in the special cage with the padlock on it. And then the computer shop owner walks through the room to go to because he has to walk through there to go to the bathroom. And then there's an alarm go off, and a big blue light spins around and says, warning, sexual intruder, warning, sexual intruder. Well, he's walking to the bathroom just to get to the bathroom in his own shop, And this guy went for this idea. He said, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Anyway, no more Nathan. I don't want to make Netminer mad again.
I have found a solution to being calm.
Oh.
Yes, I'm looking at Mortensen's page about his website with his lovely Mint and her daughter.
They're very pretty, aren't they? Beautiful women.
As I have said for the record, they may be the most beautiful things in my house.
Mm-hmm.
She was very touched by that. I shared that with her, Netminer.
And that's not flattery. That is just truth. And
she said we have to come visit, and cook for you. Actually, for all of you. But
do you like Thai food, Netminer?
That's a whole lot of visiting in a whole lot of places.
Well, I want to get up there too.
Okay.
I have never had Thai food that I know of.
Do you like spicy food?
I really can't handle spicy food anymore, unfortunately. Oh, also, I have never, in my memory, had the company of such a lovely lady, so you can pass that back too.
If you're looking, she knows lots of single women.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe when I get this house thing squared away, I will start looking. But
at the very least, you could have a pretty pen pal.
Yes. Well, Mort, please tell Lady Mint I am more touched than I can say, and that's quite a bit.
I will pass that along. And Mint's her daughter. She's L, AEW. Ow!
Sorry, I misread your the little note that you have on the page.
I might have typed it wrong. I don't know. I was working a lot of hours. I just threw that together in, I think, Google Sites or Wix. It might have been Wix. I hate it.
Oh yeah.
I need to switch it to something else. It took four times more effort than it would have just to code the web page, a static website.
May have had fewer typos anyway.
So, how's progress on the house? How's progress on the Raspberry Pi netminer? It's been longer than usual since I talked to you last.
Well, I've had a flare up of both dehydration and depression, so progress on the house has not been good. The Raspberry Pi.
How do you get dehydrated? Is it getting hot up there?
Or? Don't drink. I've come to a couple of things that are, and also there are a couple of usually autonomous things that are broken in my configuration. I don't get hungry, and
Don't get thirsty?
Don't get thirsty as I should.
I can see that'd be a big issue.
And if you just eat for fueling, again, that can cause other imbalances.
So sometimes you just don't even think about that you need to drink water, or I guess because you don't get thirsty, right?
Right. I don't get water, don't get food, and then I find myself run down, sleeping a lot, because that's a defense against dehydration. Or that's part of dehydration, is that it will shut your system down to basically a lower clock rate.
Like a survival mode, kind of.
Right, and
then that probably affects a lot of other stuff too going on, right?
Yep. Also, sometimes when I'm depressed, I don't take my medications, and part of my medications is thyroid, which is a whole part of the whole thing. The stress of having this situation has done great things for my general health, I'm sure.
Like thyroid, that affects your mood and everything too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's generally recursive. The depression affects my mood affects my pill taking affects my mood, and
cycle.
Right. And yeah, I'm going to be doing some basic cleanup over the weekend, and the fact the clock's ticking has not been my friend. But
That's a bummer. I hate to hear you've been having a tough time.
Well, just keeping that tough time at arm's length takes a certain amount of energy, and I'm sure the people who are doing it are going to be not as concerned as my friends here.
I always wish you the best. So anything I can do, you just let me know. I know I'm far away.
Well, thank you, everyone.
I wish I was
And-
closer to you guys.
Well, come on. Without you, I'd be in worse shape. And I apologize for misinterpreting Mortensen's poem here, but both of the ladies are certainly worth cherishing, and are cherished by this old man.
Yeah, I still got it on my bucket list. I want to get up there and see you guys someday. You and Honky.
I'd be happy to see you.
Still need to go over to Joe's house. He's not even half an hour from me.
December, Ohio Linux Fest.
Well, I don't know about Joe, but the Mrs. Joes are worth visiting.
Forget Joe.
That's from the glimpses that I've seen at this distance. Even Ms. Short.
She has a job now.
What?
Yeah, she's working at the Dollar Tree.
Sweet.
I should go grab a liquid death.
How's she handling it?
Oh, she likes it. She likes
That's
it. She had a job at Sonic for a little while. She didn't like that one, and they weren't giving her any hours. So she switched over to the Dollar Tree, and they're giving her hours, and she's still doing the whole school thing. So
She's like
yeah.
a real adult now, Joe. What are you gonna do?
Oh, wait for her to move out.
I mean, now you got to give her the whole talk about the birds and the bees
No,
and
I
all
don't.
that stuff. And let's get into those awkward situations that all parents
If
have
she's
to go
20
through.
and she don't know about that crap by now,
No, the only place she can learn it is from her parent, from her dad.
No.
It has to
If
be
you have
super
to
awkward.
utter our bodies ourselves, you need to immediately.
No, there's that.
It's your job to make it as awkward as possible, Joe.
Awkward as
As a dad.
possible.
Mm-hmm. That's a dad's
I
job.
hear you.
That's right.
I hear you.
Actually, it's his job to grow those damn fast-growing sticks out back so she can beat off the guys.
There you go. With the sticks.
She doesn't like guys.
Oh, she doesn't.
No, she's got a girlfriend.
There you
How
go.
about that? Now, did
Works
you tell
out great.
her?
I don't have
That's
a
awesome,
woman's not
actually.
going to get her pregnant.
Yeah. Man, I didn't even think about that. That actually
I
turns
think you're
into a
making
good.
assumptions.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Is it a cisgendered woman or is it a?
She wants to be called a they, so I've been saying it wrong.
Oh boy, here we go.
Excuse me, but please give my best to the couple.
I will.
So you haven't sat down and had a talk with her then?
No.
Tell
My
her
mom
about
had to talk with her a long time ago.
what happens at a certain age. Around your 40s or 50s, you start losing your memory, and your bones start aching, and it's hard to get up in the morning.
I prefer that to be a surprise. And 35 is when that really starts kicking in there, bud.
For you,
I started collecting disability at like 22, so for chronic pain.
I don't know how old Miss AEW is, but appears it
49.
hasn't.
Her birthday is on the 4th of July.
What?
She just turned 49. Her birthday's on the 4th of July.
She's showing that Oriental magic that it appears that all of that seems to have completely bypassed her yeah.
Oriental magic. They all have it over there.
Aging has completely bypassed her.
Who put curses on you?
As I recall, some years ago, I saw a lady from Vietnam that must have been in her 70s, and she still had that Asian agelessness.
But the movie Dumplings has taught me anything. There's a way to do that.
Does it involve dumplings?
Are you talking about the Hong Kong horror gore movie?
Chinese. The Chinese movie, yeah.
Yeah. The Cat 3 movie?
They did a cut-down version of it for 3 Extremes, but I have the full movie also.
Oh, I've never seen the... well, I guess that's the only one I saw was in 3 Extremes. So there's another one that's full length?
Yeah, they cut over an hour of it out to fit it into 3 Extremes.
I remember they made a big deal about it being based on a true story, but I don't know if I believe that or not.
At a minimum, it's based on the true story of cannibalism in China, because I was talking about it at work, and one of the ladies I work with was from China, and she freaked out about it. It's something that you're not allowed to talk about in China.
What? So
cannibalism.
there's something
There's a
to
lot
that,
of
then?
eating people because of, in various periods in Chinese history, there's been lots of cannibalism due to famine and lack of food, as recently as the last
Like the
couple
Cultural
decades.
Revolution? As recently as the last couple of decades. Are you serious? Wow.
Well, yeah. Before all the manufacturing and stuff opened up in China and they started creating a middle class, people were committing suicide when eating dirt to fill their bellies to curb the hunger pains stopped working.
Jeez, that's grim.
I'm not there. I didn't see it firsthand. These are just things that I read about after watching Dumplings. And,
I always wondered, like one thing I would never do, and I'm pretty sure I would never do this, would be eat human flesh. I mean, even if I was starving, I would think I'd like to think that I would die before I do that. What do y'all? Would y'all do it?
A quick question, Danny. How many days have you gone without eating before?
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I'd like to think that that's what I would do. That's always what, because I saw this movie.
That wasn't my question. That wasn't my question. Just how many days you'd gone without food.
Oh, maybe 2 at the very most.
Okay, I frequently went a week without food, and have gone as long as 12 days without food. They used to have that movie Alive, like every few years they'd play it.
Yeah.
About the airplane that crashed in the mountains down in
the
South
soccer
America.
team.
And
yeah.
It was way off course. Like they'd given up searching, and because they were searching in the wrong place, because the plane was so far off course. And every time that movie's on, places I've worked, it's been the topic of discussion, and everybody has said I would never do that. And but I think it was like 3 weeks before they started.
Yeah.
Before they started eating the dead bodies, and I was like, yeah, it's taking me less than a week.
You'd be surprised what you do if you get hungry enough.
No, yeah.
So you wouldn't cross that line either, right? Is that what you're saying, Mortency?
You'd be surprised what you do if you got hungry enough.
It'd take me less than a week.
To eat
We're
a
talking
human
South
body?
Park. We're locked in the jail cell, and it's been less than 4
Really?
hours, and
I just don't have them. 'Cause to me, it's like what separates us from like the beasts almost, that we don't eat each other.
not much.
Yeah, but
Actually, there's a Zen koan where a student is scolding a newer person in the monastery for eating animals, for not being vegetarian, and he's telling the other student, animals are our brothers, and we shouldn't eat our brothers. And then the one of the masters in the monastery says, why shouldn't we eat our brothers?
so I don't get it.
It's not on my bucket list, but yeah, zombie apocalypse, EMP over the Americas. I will not be part of the 300 million people that starve to death. I'll be part of the 80 million that survive.
What was that movie we watched, Honky? Leaves of Grass?
Oh yeah,
Wardency? Remember that?
no,
Blades
was
of
it
Grass?
Blades of Grass?
Blades of
Yeah.
Grass? Yeah. Such a crazy
I
movie.
cannot believe how close that is to predicting our near future, the possibility of our
It's very
near
relevant,
future.
even for today, as far
It
as
was very
environmental
relevant
disaster.
for today, yeah.
Yeah. But you know what kind of like really changed my tune on that was I read that book, The Road, by Cormac McCarthy, where it's kind of post-apocalyptic and it's just a man and his son, and they're trying to survive, and they come across this cannibal camp, and it's just like horrific, what these people have done. Well, they were cutting off limbs of people, but then they were sewing the wounds closed so that the people could survive, so they could continue harvest from them while they were still alive. But anyway, there was a discussion between the father and son, and the son was like, "Are we the good guys or the bad guys?" And the dad was like, "We're the good guys." And the son was like, "So we don't eat people, do we?" He said, "No." He said, "The good guys don't eat people." And the son said, "Well, what happened if we get really hungry?" And he said, "We'll still not eat people, because if we eat people, we'll be the bad guys." So it's paraphrased, but I always think about that. But that the bad guys in the book are kind of like a metaphor for like a lower class of life or something.
So I'd like to always think I'm on the good side and not the bad side. And I would agree with that statement. Yeah, I think that'd be a very bad thing to do. But yeah, I think if things are so bad that that's an option,
But these people were actually
it's not on my bucket list.
They were actively harvesting living people to eat, so I think that's a little bit different than like
Did you ever?
a plane
I
crash.
saw the movie.
Did you ever read The Martian?
Oh, the movie? Yeah. Yeah.
You read The Martian, right?
No, I didn't read it. I watched the movie.
Oh no, you
with
gotta
Matt Damon.
read. You gotta read The Martian.
Okay. Can I listen to it?
Yes.
That's what he means by read.
Yes,
yeah.
that is
I forgot.
exactly
That's
what I
Joe
mean.
means by read. He doesn't read. He
You
listens.
can check out my Plex. It'll be on there.
Can I check out your audio bookshelf?
Maybe.
Make me an account.
Why would I do that?
That way I can read your. I'm sorry. Listen to your books.
Mm.
Oh, but you're not. You don't have SSL. You don't have encryption. You just have port forwarded, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do that then. You need to get you a proxy set up there, Buster.
Probably.
If you want a good view on cannibalism and why humans can't be generally trusted with it, you need Stranger in a Strange Land. Heinlein.
Oh, it's been so long since I've read that. I need to go back to that. Do they talk about cannibalism in that book? I don't even remember.
Morton, see, you've read The Martian, right?
Is it older?
No.
Not really, no.
No, I haven't read much in the last almost 20 years. I haven't been able to.
Oh, you uncultured, illiterate.
Illiterate?
I used
You
to
don't
read
even
a
read
novel
books.
a day and work
Hypocrite.
16 to 24 hours a day.
I work normally anywhere from 9 to 16 hours a day, depending.
I work about
And
6
I
hours.
still listen to books.
If
8.
it's on your Plex, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, it is.
I'm having a hard time listening to things while I'm working now. The
Focus is
complexity
gone.
of stuff I'm working on. It might be part of the. I think some of it is from taking the gabapentin during my treatments, and maybe chemo, because there's chemo fog. But no,
Well, hopefully,
over the last
hopefully the
20 years,
chemo fog fades over time. I know that can take a while, but
yeah, the rage I feel is definitely from the gabapentin. I will never take that again.
So that
unless you get cancer again.
No, I will not take gabapentin again.
Okay.
so that increased your temper, or
So it's a anti-seizure drug, and it has
Mhm.
been what's that, off-branded, where they use it for
yeah,
another purpose.
generic?
It has a side effect that it blocks pain, and it was presented as not addictive, but apparently it is addictive, just not like opiates are.
Really?
Yeah, and there were it messed up my vision. I couldn't see the titles of shows across the room on the TV on Netflix, let alone subtitles. Just the name of the show, I couldn't see it. It just became blurry. I would not see stuff. Like there'd be a road, and then there'd be a perpendicular road, and I would see the grass and the sidewalk continue and would not see the road. I mean,
That's weird.
That's not good.
Did it freak you out?
no, no, because I'd read that there were like vision side effects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I did not like that I was having trouble reading stuff, and it did improve and start improving immediately. It still needs to get a little better.
Recording.
What was that?
I don't know.
My Jitsi refreshed. It disconnected me and refreshed.
Oh,
when it comes
okay.
on, it says recording is on.
Oh, are
Can
you
you join?
recording too?
No,
it
just let them know
states
that you're
when you join.
recording.
Oh, that I'm recording. Oh, I see 2 Mortensees. Y'all see 2 Mortensees?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's because it's connection
That's 'cause of-
jittered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's happened before.
So
I
did
think
it block the pain though? Did it do what it was supposed to?
Oh yeah, it did. The neuropathy stopped in my feet. I didn't feel the feet pain. As soon as I stopped taking it, my feet started hurting more.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, now it's supposed to be almost gone. The amount of pain in my toes is still pretty bad. But the other thing is it causes people to be suicidal and have rageful outbursts.
No big
And you-
deal.
And you felt that?
and-
Did you
and-
feel those feelings?
I still feel that.
Really?
I'm. Oh yeah. I've had crappy jobs. I've been mistreated by people. I've always been very zen and like, I'll complain about it, but it just kind of rolls off me. It's like their problem, not mine. And now I'm just full of rage about everybody's stupidity and
No,
if they don't treat me right and.
I have a picture in my head with Mortensey and Tron Legacy, and you're messing with my Zen thing, man.
I can't see Mortensey angry. It just doesn't compute for me. He
Oh,
is
anybody
very
can be
zen
angry.
about things usually.
Now I want to watch Tron Legacy again. Why is that not on our list?
Or
Has
if
everybody
you've seen
watched it?
Yeah, everybody's seen it.
I've never watched it.
You never watched Tron Legacy?
No.
Did you ever watch
Then
the original
Honky can add
Tron?
it to the list.
I've watched the original Tron probably about like
500 times.
35 years ago. No.
Oh my god.
No,
You are
I wasn't-
fail.
I was
You
never
are
that big of a
fail.
Tron.
You need to watch the original Tron like 15 more times, and then watch Tron Legacy at least twice.
Should we mention Linux since we're on the show, or
What?
I'm pretty sure that Tron AI had a Linux backend.
Oh, by the way,
End of line.
before I forget, there's a
Unix backend.
there's a big special surprise coming on the next show. But I
I
don't
won't
want to
be
give
here?
away too. I don't want to give away. Oh, is the next show on Halloween?
No, I just said I won't be here.
Oh, you're not going to be here?
No, I'm gonna be in Florida.
Oh shit.
You can't
Well,
broadcast from Florida?
Friday. Where am I gonna be Friday? I'm either gonna be in Disney, or I'm gonna be driving. If I'm driving, I could probably put in a
Dial
pair of
in.
earbuds and do it over the phone. But I'm definitely not recording. Somebody's gonna have to. Else is gonna have to record.
I'll record.
Record the
Oh,
mumble? Yeah, that's not a
okay.
big deal.
I don't want to mention it then, since you're not going to be here. I'll continue to work on this special project.
Man, is Halloween in 2 weeks?
Oh,
Oh, today's the 7th.
Halloween's the
Maybe it's-
31st.
Yeah.
2 weeks
Oh,
is the
yeah.
21st.
So you're not going
Just
to be here on
over
the
3 weeks. Halloween's
21st.
on Monday.
Correct.
Y'all going on vacation?
Yep.
Disney World? Oh, that's cool.
Is it even going to be open?
Yeah, as far as I know.
The hurricane should be passed.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
but
I
as
forgot
far
all
as I
about
know, they're
Hurricane
still
Ian.
rebuilding. And
Yeah.
Orlando should have been, what, like almost right on the path.
I didn't even
Yeah,
think
they
about
shut
that.
down. They shut down for the hurricane.
Yeah.
Apparently, Disney doesn't do that for the hurricanes, because by the time it reaches Orlando, it's usually dissipated enough that. But yeah, I heard people talking about. I don't know what actually happened.
They shut down for 2 days, I know, at least.
But are they back up and running? That's the question.
I believe so, yeah.
Are the hotels back up and running?
I believe so, yeah. The
can-
hotels didn't shut down. As long as they didn't blow away, they didn't shut down.
Yeah, but are they full of, people that no longer have homes because they're in 3 feet of water?
My understanding, they're starting to put things back together, and
Well, you're
I
gonna
don't-
see Honky in a Mickey Mouse hat, dancing
In a
around,
rowboat, yeah.
yeah, and just having a good time. And there's like apocalyptic devastation all around them, and all these people are crying. They've lost their homes and they can't find
Oh,
their
no,
family pets.
no.
And then Honky is dancing and loving,
Disney will still
loving
be
life.
charging truly atrocious amounts for him to be able to get in there, even with his paddle boat.
Yeah,
Okay,
but he's gonna be
First
living
in
it up.
line.
they're going to bring those
Smiling
pedal
and
boats.
everything.
Nope. They're going to have those pedal boats there from the Swan Pond. That's how everybody's going to get to all the rides.
that's
I
right.
can see Honky like, yeah, he's like eating a giant ice cream cone and just hooping and hollering, and there's like little homeless kids like with their hands out and stuff. We lost our home in the hurricane, and he's just like, whatever. I got to get on this Star.
Do you know
Star
how much
Wars,
it costs for me to get
adventure.
into Disney
Yeah.
today?
Shoo, get out of here.
Oh my gosh, the ticket prices to get into Disney are absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
That's not
it's
my
like-
problem.
And they separated it out into all these different sections that you have to pay for separately. How can you
It's-
afford that crap?
It's one and done. Saving for a large period of time beforehand.
Let me bring up. Oh, one more thing I did. Since we mentioned projects.
You didn't even go through what you had to go through to get your bot working. You just brought up the fact that you made the stupid bot. And the guys were like, "No, we don't
So-
want to use it. It's
so
too
af-
much work."
After many attempts where I basically had to trash my VM and restore it over and over and over because configs were all wrong and all these things got messed up out of whack with Docker and stuff. Well, actually, am I even using Docker? I think so. Yes, I am using Docker with it because I got it in that VM. I finally got it working. The README was all wrong. None of the documentation was correct. I had to just keep trying different things and then dive into the actual, the code and stuff. And it was such a hassle to get working. And then you have to like create an account just for the bot. But whenever you log into Matrix, your current login session has a special key. And when you log out and log back in, you're generated another random security key. And I didn't know that. So I'm creating an account for this bot, and get the key. I load it into the config files to run up the bot so he has ID on Matrix, and then I log out of the bot and log in to my account. Well, as soon as you log out of the bot's account, that security key is reset. So whatever you put in the config file is now no longer valid, and the bot can't connect to anything. I was like, "Fuck, man, what is the problem here?" But I didn't know that about Matrix. That every session has its own unique security key, and I finally figured that out by looking through the GitHub issues, and people had posted, that and stuff. And once I got that going, it wasn't that hard. Mainly. It has to have permission, admin permission server wide to like elevate people's status and stuff to moderator or to admin or what. And I didn't know that either. I didn't want to give a bot freaking admin permission over my whole server. So he's just has admin within the matrix room itself. But with that, I can ban people or whatever. Like if you go to, we can do it right now if you want to test it. If you go into the Mjolnir room, let's see. There should be a help right there, and it shows you how to ban and unban people.
Mjolnir ban, then surecode, user room server.
Yeah, that's how you would ban. You can add rooms. It's actually a neat bot if you're looking for a bot just for moderation. I'm working on another bot right now that's for just for fun, but this one's actually a cool bot. Redact users so you can take all their messages away. You can kick a user. Post the rules, list the rules currently in use. Verify, you can ensure Mjolnir can moderate all your rooms. Anyway, it's got, let me see, who else is on? Joe's here. Well, he's probably not in Matrix. Anyway, I would show you him too. But yeah, I can try it. Huh?
And I'm really happy with the range.
You're breaking up, buddy.
Well, I was saying that I'm really happy with the range on this headset, but I guess the mic doesn't work as well. But I can hear you guys crisp and clear.
Yeah, I hear you now. How far away are you?
Well, that's through a metal door, and right now I'm right on the other side of that metal door because I'm doing some stuff in the kitchen. But I was another, that would be almost 25 feet that I could still hear you guys. I guess my audio was breaking up on the way there, but you guys sound fine. And now I can't hear you no more. Did you quit talking or something?
Yeah, we're talking in Matrix.
Ah, okay.
I'm trying to remove Morris's post. Oop. I always spell this wrong because it's so weird. MJ. Let's see. I need to. What is it? Honky redact, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
redact user ID. Oop. I guess it's just Ed Morton's.
Remember, long pig is the other white meat.
Redact user ID room alias. This is what would this room alias be? Oh, here we go.
Man, I could still hear you guys from the other side of the house.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. I mean, even if the mic doesn't go that far, it's great that the headset does.
Redact. Okay, here's the room ID. And then limit. Limit the time up to a maximum number of events in the backlog. I'll just put 1,000. No, I better not. I'll put 10. See if it does anything. I wonder if that's right.
It didn't do it. Let's put it that way.
Well, I wonder if you can even do anything in the moderation room though, or if it has to be in the room it's actually moderating. Because I have it set to moderate Lugcast. Let me see if I can add this room. Mjolnir room add V. Okay, I think I can now. Oh, dang it. Keep forgetting to sit in terminal. I can't just press up. Let me do, copy. Okay. All right, Morton, you're about to get it now. It didn't do anything. Maybe you can't do it in this moderation room. I'm going to go to Lugcast and do it. Let's see. When was Mordency's last message? Oh, he did frame today. Okay. So let's see. Settings. What's this? Room ID. Advanced. Copy. Okay. Did it do anything? Oh, it did. It got rid of his framed. Let me do it again and see if it'll get rid of.
You just wanted to get rid of his framed because he had a better score than you.
Yeah.
I understand.
Will it get rid of that? Or maybe I was looking at Honky's framed. It didn't get rid of his last comment. I thought he... Mortsy, did you have framed up there today? Where is he?
I'm not sure. I left Mumble to go into.
Oh, did you post?
Element.
Did you post framed today?
I don't know. My days have all blended together.
It's not redacting your last statement. Oh, I know why. Because I have to do it from the moderation room. No. Did it work? No. What else could I do? It's not working. Can I ban him? I'm going to ban you, but I'll unban you.
Ban Joe. It'll be a lot easier.
Okay,
He won't even know
ban Joe.
if it doesn't work. He won't even realize.
Right. Okay.
I just did the framed.
You did do framed.
Wow. That's the same thing I got.
Oh, I can't do it here. I got to do it in the. What is Joe at Joe Point? Okay.
How the hell did you get that on the first shot? That's what I want to know.
Who, me?
One.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you get that on the first one?
I just recognized the models. Y'all didn't recognize those models? We're talking about
No.
It's like I watch
movie.
Zoolander a lot. Okay.
Yeah. And no, I really don't. I'm putting the code now. J. E. Oh, okay. It only lists who's in the room. And Mordency was in the room. What? Are you JEBOYLON?
That's me.
Okay. Matrix.org, right? .org. And then the room. Shit. Forgot what the room was. Oh, here we go. Let's see if this works.
Oh.
What is glob?
We have so many rooms.
It says you have to put glob there. I don't know. No ban list matching that short code was found. What is the short code? Mute. That's why. List management. Oh, okay. I think I have to use TOS. Shoot. Everybody's enthralled right now. We're about to ban
Paying
Joe
so
from the
much
server.
attention.
Copy. Short code. What was the syntax? List short code. Okay. So I'll put TOS. Oh, it didn't work. It says it define, you have to define rules in the ban list. I guess I didn't do that. I just created an empty code of conduct. Let me create a list here real quick.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah.
All this work just to ban Joe.
Blah. Here, let me ban myself. I'll just
Okay.
leave.
This is now being watched. No, don't leave. Okay. Terms of service is there. Accept. Okay. TOS.
Now you're calling me a POS?
No.
Oh,
Let's see if that works.
hurt my feelings.
Damn it. TOS.
You tore my feelings like I had none. And you ripped them away.
Oh my.
Did it work?
Not that I can tell.
Because they are already the right one.
No, Joe still
rooms
check.
nowhere.
What does it say?
Still here.
Updating member bans, updating member bans, skipping ACLs from a joke because they are already the right ones. Checking ACL. I don't get that. done updating rooms, no errors. Want me to do it again?
Now I understand why the guy at the Makerspace didn't want to play around with this.
Right.
Well, I thought it was working. Maybe not. Anyway, well, he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. I will still say that part is true. All right. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
Oh,
You got us so far off a track of anything.
Oh, did I already tell you I installed Proxmox on that little free computer I got, or the almost free computer I got?
What,
And
the one that you sent the box back for the rest of them?
Yeah, and I put npm within Proxmox in its own VM, Honky. That
Oh,
way,
You haven't talked about it here, but you talked about it at Matrix, and you showed
Oh,
a video
okay.
about.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Right.
I put a video in Matrix of just my whole setup, what it kind of looks like and everything like that. But yeah, Proxmox. I was surprised that because that little computer is only a dual core 4 gigs of RAM, but it's running Proxmox and running npm in its own VM, and I want to put Zabbix on there next. I think that's all I'll be able to run on there, but Zabbix is the whole, like, your server and network monitoring tool where you can, print out diagrams and all kinds of cool stuff like that. So
Cool.
Oh, and as for the project I'm working on, the secret project that I will unveil, I only have 2 words for a hint, and those 2 words are artificial intelligence.
Mycroft.
That's all I can say. That's all I can say. I can't say anything else.
He's setting up Mycroft.
I've said too much so far. No, has nothing. It's directly related to the show.
You're creating an AI bot?
I cannot say any more. I'm sorry. The listeners will have to tune in to find out what the big secret is.
I'll have to tune in.
Yeah, you'll have to tune in.
Now, our younger listeners aren't going to understand the words "tune in"
See, kids,
said in that way.
We have younger listeners?
Potentially.
They don't ever say tune in next week for the exciting resolution of the cliffhanger.
No.
No, they binge everything on the same day.
I guess that's true.
And tune in. It's a non-term anymore. It
Tune
shows
in,
your age.
Turn on, drop out.
Yeah. Tune in, turn on, and drop out.
Tune in now means to, like, pay attention.
Or is it tune out? No, is it tune in? What is it, Mortency? Joe's too young to remember that.
That time either.
Yeah, it's tune in, turn on, drop out. That's Timothy Leary.
Oh, okay.
So anyway.
So let's start at the top of the list.
Okay, let me go to the Reddit.
There's a list?
Yeah. Reddit. Upgrade various kinds of packages in Linux at once with Topgrade. What Topgrade is an application that goes out and pulls updates from whatever you're running. So it'll pull, if you're running an apt system, it'll run from apt. It'll pull DNF. It'll get things from pip. It'll get things from cargo.
So more than one type of application manager it can control.
Yeah, it will pull from whatever
Flatpak.
Yeah, Flatpak, FlatHub, snaps, whatever.
Nice.
It's set up to check whatever repositories that are available for it.
What do they call that in Ubuntu? Like software manager or something? But that's just for like apt installed packages.
That's just apt and probably snap.
And KDE with Fedora, they call it Discovery, I think.
Well, Discovery is more of just a package manager. Way to look for applications. It's like a store.
But you could do updates through it too.
Yeah. But this is cool because, like I said, it checks everything. Whatever you have running on your system.
That's nice.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
You know what
Oh.
I'm going to do?
Called Topgrade.
I'm gonna give you an upvote in Reddit.
Oh.
How do you like that? Didn't think I knew how to use Reddit, did you?
I still think you don't.
No, I
That's
don't.
true. I don't either. I know how to use our Linux Lugcast, which for all the listeners, go to Reddit and go to our Linux Lugcast and post whatever you want.
And I believe that the
Yeah, I actually have Topgrade installed, and I use it on occasion.
do you really?
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, this is asking me to approve posts. Does it do that for you, Honky?
No.
Like if we don't approve them, do they not show up? No, that can't be right.
I've never been asked to approve a post.
Well, it just has it like yours says upgrade various kinds of packages. Then on the bottom it has, comments, awards, share, approve, remove, spam, and a little shield.
Now, if I remember right, Topgrade was a little bit difficult to install, but it does make updating everything a little bit easier. It will go through.
The hardest part is because you have to install Topgrade through Topgrade. So it's a riddle within a riddle.
Well, you have to install Cargo to install Topgrade.
Which, by the way, do you guys use update or upgrade, or do you use dist upgrade?
Apt upgrade.
Yeah,
and then now I use Topgrade when I remember.
See, I usually do dist upgrade. Yeah,
I've heard dist upgrade is the correct way to do it now instead of just upgrade. And I'm not sure what the reasons were. I already forgot them. But
on my Ubuntu systems, I do update and upgrade.
So you don't do dist upgrade.
Release.
Well, there's no point using dist anymore.
No point in using what?
Dist.
Why?
Because it's not that it's deprecated, it's just that it got rolled into apt.
So upgrade is now dist upgrade? I don't think that's right.
Dist upgrade is now upgrade.
Are you sure?
There's a second upvote.
Now, do you want to hear what our Indian friends at It's Foss have to say about the matter?
Sure.
It'll say, the apt-get, okay, that's about update. Difference between upgrade and dist upgrade. Both upgrade and dist upgrade are used for upgrading the installed packages on the system. However, apt-get upgrade command cannot install a new package or remove an installed package from the system. The dist upgrade, on the other hand, can install new packages or remove existing packages if required. I did not know that.
When is that article from?
2022, August 19th. I'll post it in the chat. Or not the chat, the show notes.
Are you just thinking about get? So what? Because it used to be apt-get install, and now they just dropped the get.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's what I'm thinking of.
Sure. You just don't want to admit you're dead wrong, sucker.
Oh yeah, I was wrong because I was thinking of apt-get instead of
no.
dist.
So Canonical is now providing free Ubuntu Pro subscriptions for up to 5 systems.
Listen, Joe knows more about Linux than I ever will. I will definitely admit that.
Well, I've forgotten more about Linux than
I'll ever learn. That's how it goes.
But but that's because I keep forgetting it.
Oh yeah, Canonical. So you can get Ubuntu Pro subscription for free for for your Ubuntu installation, I guess. Up to 5 machines for, it says limited commercial tier and free personal and limited commercial.
Yeah, but I don't care about that. I care about the next article.
Well, let me go over this real quick. If you don't know what Ubuntu Pro is, then you're not alone, because I had no idea either before I posted this article. Ubuntu Pro guarantees 10 years of security coverage. The most comprehensive subscription for open source software security. So 23,000 more packages are secured using Ubuntu Pro than using standard Ubuntu within the repos. 0-day vulnerabilities are covered. FedRAMP and HIPAA compliant. Certified hardening for Ubuntu. Well, that's what you get. So maybe you have a mom that wants to try Linux and you don't want anything to go wrong with her system. Make sure she gets all her security patches and all that stuff. Get her a free Ubuntu Pro subscription. Okay, Gameyfin. Is that what you wanted to hear about, Joe?
Yes. It's like Jellyfin, except for games.
Yeah, it's like Jellyfin. And what's Jellyfin, Honky?
Jellyfin is like Plex,
but open source.
See, the difference,
and what is Plex?
So, but the difference between Gameyfin and something like a Jellyfin or a Plex is Jellyfin and Plex have an actual player in it. Gameyfin is just like a backup server that sorts your games out. You can't back up your games to it and then play it through Gameyfin.
Oh, do you have a point there? I didn't even think about that.
Well, at least that's not what I'm getting from it, unless I'm misunderstanding this. But it really just seems like Gameyfin is more like having your own Steam. So basically, you would buy your games through wherever you buy them from, Steam, Good Old Games, or whatever. You download them to your system, and then you would back them up.
Don't you mean quote unquote buy?
Sure, quote unquote buy. and then you would back them. It seems like you back them up to Gameyfin, and then Gameyfin kind of almost works as Steam, as a place where it's backed up, and then you can re-download your games as you that you already have. Again, unless I am completely misunderstanding what this is. Let's see, features automatically scans your games library folder.
No, that seems like the way that it would work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that makes sense. Oh, the only other thing it could have is potentially a launcher, and that's it.
Well, it says that you can display your library in a modern web front end and download games directly from your browser. So I guess if you're somewhere you want to play a game, you don't have it installed, you could go to your Gameyfin website and download it and install it.
But that's essentially what Steam does. You're basically creating your own Steam server.
But Steam is not open source.
That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
And this would be under your control.
Neither is most of the games you're going to play.
Right?
Well, sure, but this is at least a step closer to that.
It's definitely an interesting project, and it's definitely a good idea, because then you have all of your games, and not something like Steam or Good Old Games or whoever else. So, they can't, do anything where all of a sudden what you have bought, purchased with them. Right, exactly. At least you have an actual copy of it backed up somewhere else.
It would be cool, though. You brought up a good point. If,
cough, they have Stadia, cough, cough.
Yeah, we'll get to that. 1 second. So if they had a browser-based, at least an emulator or something built in, like I think we mentioned that on a show a long time ago, that browser emulator where you could load your games and stuff.
What was that called?
I don't remember. It's been since yesterday, so I have no idea. Well, it was cool. But if they at least had some kind of emulators, or an x86 emulator would be cool too.
Yeah.
But maybe it's open source, people can build that in. To Joe's point, who
I did.
posted this?
Okay.
Did you post? I think Honky posted it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Here you go, Joe. We're twins.
Is that mango?
We're Eskimo brothers. Yeah.
Black sheep.
Mortensen's got the buried lime, or what is it called?
Severed lime.
Severed lime, yeah. Which I didn't even realize that was. I was just gonna say I didn't even realize that was a reference to severed limb until just now. I just thought severed lime. Why do they call it that?
I think I have about 14 cases on the kitchen table.
Holy cow! But at least it's not bad for you.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm out of mango chainsaw. I bought every single one of the severed lime they had at Fresh Time.
That's your favorite flavor,
Tuesday.
right?
How much are you paying per case?
For a little while I was paying $12.99, but I bought everything at Kroger's. I cleared them out, the entire display, with a few visits, 2 separate times, 2 separate refills of the display, and then that was $12.99. The most expensive I pay is $15.99.
Amazon.
Sometimes it's on sale. No, Fresh Time.
Oh.
It's modeled after Whole Foods.
See,
usually have much better prices.
They're $12.99 at Kroger, but I went to Tom Thumb and it was $2 more. It's $14.99, and so I guess it depends where you go, how much it is.
Walmart only carries the unflavored one.
Why would you want that?
Well, if you like mineral water, and there's a lot of people that like mineral water. I didn't before my cancer treatments.
Now, what is ranch water? You ever heard of that?
Does it taste like cow pies?
Well, it was a big trend. Everybody was drinking ranch water. Let's see.
It was water horses had pissed in or something?
Oh, it's an alcoholic drink. Ask your wife what ranch water is.
What's ranch water? You know what ranch water is? She thinks it's a mineral water. I know you said it was alcoholic, so she doesn't know.
Oh, okay. It's a hard seltzer.
Hard seltzer.
Yeah. Then they have recipes to make your own ranch water.
Brewed from horse piss.
You have to milk the horse yourself, the male horse, to get the nectar from it, the horse nectar.
Now, in our links, I'm not seeing a link for Stadia.
No?
Yeah.
Right here, I just brought it up.
Oh.
It's actually in the show notes now.
Stadia died because no one trusts Google.
That's right.
Topgrade.
So yeah, it was a self-fulfilling prophecy, I guess. Nobody trusted Google to keep Stadia around, so nobody invested in Stadia.
Right.
But do you blame them?
No, not at all.
Remember that Google graveyard site we posted a while back?
Was it right there on top, coming soon, Stadia?
Yeah.
Now what was their model? Was it, could you buy games on Stadia, or was it subscription only? Oh, so people actually buy games?
You had a subscription, that you paid for monthly, but you also bought games.
So what happened to the people that bought games on there?
They're gonna get completely refunded for the
Oh,
games.
really?
The only thing they're getting refunded for the hardware. They get to keep it. They're getting refunded for all the games that they bought. They don't get to keep those. And the only thing that Google is keeping the money on is the subscription service prices, and that's
Okay.
just from what I have been explained by other people. I haven't read it myself.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad then. I was thinking
Yeah,
if they're out of all that money they spend on games, and
kind of, making out like bandits there. If
you get free hardware.
yeah, they get to keep the hardware for free.
Hopefully there'll be all kinds of open source projects on how to use that Stadia hardware.
There's a lot of other people trying to do that. I know Amazon is trying to come up with they have their own, I believe.
It's the direction things are going to go, because that puts the control of the software back into the hands of major corporations.
Now, see, I was going to put a roundtable question in Reddit about this. When Honky posted that link, I saw the news. I was thinking to ask you guys, do you think this model of game streaming and not actually owning the game will be ever overcome something like having a physical copy installed on your system? Do you ever think it'll be more popular than that?
Well, there's a lot of people who have tried doing it, and I don't
It's
think
been for
any of them.
years and years and years.
Like I said, Amazon
And they're going
has.
to keep trying until it works.
But do you think it
Amazon
will
has
ever
one.
work?
What is it?
Remember Game On?
There was one company that tried to keep pushing it. Was it Activision? No, it wasn't Activision. But there was one company that wanted to push their own games. Maybe that was through the Amazon one I'm thinking of.
Oh, you remember Game On? That was one of the first game streaming services. I'm at their website now, and they've changed their whole model. Automated live and on-demand streaming solutions for any school, league, and venue. So now they're just streaming sports events and stuff like that.
So Amazon has Luna.
Oh, I'm stupid. That was called OnLive, not Game On. Sorry. Go ahead.
Amazon has something called Luna, and I guess they've changed their model because now you can play. Says play free with Prime. Before it was like a blanketed $50 or something just to play, but now they have apparently games you can play for free on Prime. Let's see if we can see the list of these. Ba-da-ba-ba.
So is it streaming or is it you install it streaming?
Yep. By clicking OK, you agree to the Amazon Luna terms. Okay, fine. I just want to see what the games are. Okay, play free with Prime through October 31st. Star Wars Pinball, Metro Exodus, Monster Truck Championship, Skateboard, Blair Witch, Earthworm Jim 2. Oh, those are their free games, huh?
Blair Witch. No wonder everybody's signing up.
It's not exactly a big list here.
Nope.
Metro Exodus? What is Metro Exodus?
No idea.
It's funny, there's a tweet here from Google Stadia that says, Google Stadia, and this is from July of 29th of 2022, Google Stadia is not shutting down. Rest assured, we're always working on bringing more great games to the platform and Stadia Pro. Let us know if you have other questions. Why do they just lie like that?
It could be that some people theorize that it could be that those people who made that statement did not know that was going to be shutting down soon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Now those are all the free games there for just people with Prime, but you do a little digging and play channels that interest you. There's a Luna Plus channel, which is $9.99 a month. The Family channel, which is $5.99 a month. Retro channel, $4.99 a month. For must-play classics and retro-style throwbacks, I see Castlevania, Centipede, Metal Slug 3, Pong, stuff like that. Prime Gaming, which is the free ones. Ubisoft Plus, which is all the Ubisoft games. And then Jackbox Games. And Ubisoft Plus is like $18 a month.
See, that's one thing I was looking at, was the fact that Ubisoft was on there and they're pushing their own thing.
Yeah, and that's interesting. All of your favorite games from Ubisoft, free trial September 10th through October 10th, which, you can get on that for a couple of days here.
By the time this is published, it'll already be gone.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I just want to see the included games for the Luna Plus. I'm not even going to go to the Ubisoft one, just the Luna Plus. Martha Dead, Endling, Trails from Zero, Samurai Warriors 5, Hot Wheels Unleashed, Tetris Effect Connected, Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 are the only games on here that I recognize, other than, the fact that there's a Tetris variant.
Tetris.
Yeah. Sonic Colors Ultimate. I don't know what that one is. I mean, I know Sonic. Myst is on here.
Ooh, Myst.
Yeah.
The 1990, was it 1990 classic?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I mean, the picture's the same.
When did Myst come out?
It was like early 2000s. I don't think it was the 90s.
No.
I think it was the 90s.
Yeah.
96, 97.
Was it? Okay. Blair Witch, Alien Isolation.
I recognize that game.
Mega Man 11.
September 24th,
Saints
1993.
Oh, 93. Wow.
Yes.
God, I'm old.
Yes.
I am super old.
What's the new one that everybody's playing now? That's Elden Ring. Is that on there?
I don't see it. Ghost Runner, Everspace, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Royal Edition.
So did anybody ever try Stadia? They don't.
No.
They were giving a bunch of the stuff out for free.
Castlevania Anniversary Collection.
Oh.
Contra Collection.
Like I can't just download a ROM of all the old Castlevanias and.
Now, this article gives their reason why Stadia failed. You want to hear it?
Yes.
Nobody trusted.
As impressive as its execution was, I couldn't quite figure out who it was for. A huge proportion of gamers who want to play the latest hit, say Deathloop, will already have either a console, a gaming PC, or both. Why would I buy Deathloop for Stadia instead of for my PS5 or on Steam? It will play and look better natively, though Stadia did look surprisingly good, and of course they've already invested hundreds into these platforms. Sure, you could play on the go or on your laptop or something, but not only do services that already exist, but the experience isn't really great. Full-price games these days are immersive, major affairs where you sit down for an hour or two on the couch and get into it with the surround sound system blasting. Sure, I wouldn't mind doing a little inventory management on my laptop during a coffee break, but beyond that, having persistent access to AAA games isn't much of an advantage.
I call bullshit on that.
I do too.
If anything, it was just the quality and the responsiveness of the of Stadia itself, of the gameplay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've heard
which has always
things.
been the issue, right? I mean, people buy what? What is the maximum hertz monitors you can get now? 240 hertz monitor?
I think it's 240.
I mean, that's how worried they are about latency. You think, and that's in the milliseconds. You think they're going to want to stream a game from a server who knows how far away, and then you're talking about big time ping issues.
Right.
Okay, now I clicked on this version of Mist on here, and evidently it was released in 8/25/2021, and it is Cyan, the indie studio that created the beloved classic, has reimagined Mist. Built from the ground up, Mist is teaming with new art, new sound, reimagined interactions, and even optional puzzle randomization. So it's a modern version of Mist.
Oh. More randomly pointing at my screen. Ah.
But they do talk about the refund, and that's only fair, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Google's got the money to do it too. They're not just some fly-by-night service.
It's generous. I can understand paying back for the games, but paying back for the hardware too. I mean,
and you
that
get to keep the hardware.
Yeah, and you get to keep the hardware. That hardware is going to get repurposed. So, okay, I want to see what Retro has.
Well, hardware was just what, a Bluetooth controller that you could connect up to your
Well, you had to have some kind of hub or something, right? Oh,
no,
it
was the Chromecast, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, some people got a Chromecast as well for signing up.
Yeah, but a Chromecast is what? $15,
like one of the 4K
maybe?
Chromecasts or something.
Oh. I never liked the idea of the Chromecast because I needed something else to... Basically, it's just something I can cast things to, as opposed to any of the other things which cost pretty much the exact same price, which were its own system.
I'm the same way.
It's a Fire Stick.
I never understood the appeal.
Yeah.
Me neither. I feel the exact same way.
So I have my phone, and I'm supposed to look it up on my phone, and then cast it to the Chromecast, which might work, might not work.
Right.
And then it plays on there, and then I have to pull out my phone again to get the next one, and
pause it and fast forward and everything. You have to do it still from the phone.
Since we're on the subject of games, should we talk about Moonlight? That who posted this? Oh, Mike Jorgensen.
Oh yeah, okay.
No, I've been running Moonlight for years, and I don't anymore because my gaming computer is currently out of commission. But when it was up and running, that's how I played most of my games, was streamed it via Moonlight. So Moonlight is basically like Steam Link, I guess, before there was a Steam Link. And so you stream games from your PC to another computer through the browser, or they have applications for Android and iOS too, I think.
Does it work?
Yeah, it works really good.
Does it work as well as like the Steam Link app?
Well, I haven't played used the Steam Link app in a while, but when Steam Link first came out, Moonlight worked way better than Steam Link. And Moonlight is basically just it uses the NVIDIA Game Stream protocol, which if you have a certain model of NVIDIA card, you automatically get Game Stream, which is just running a Game Stream server on your PC and then using the client on another device. But it's an open source version of that Game Stream.
So you need to be running an NVIDIA for it to work?
Yes. Yeah, that's the caveat. And it has to be a higher grade NVIDIA that supports Game Stream, because like some of the cards that don't, the lower end cards that don't run off of don't need separate power from your PSU, just run straight out of PCIe slots or whatever. Those usually don't support it. But I loved Game Stream when I was using it. It worked great. I would play at work all the time. Just open a browser and play GameStream or play games through GameStream. No, that was on my Mac at work, and you had to have a separate application. It wasn't like you type in an address. You still had to have some kind of client application on whatever device you were playing on.
Well, I have a pretty good local, internet, from here to my gaming system inside. And I will say that like Steam Link or using the Steam launcher to play a game from inside out here, it doesn't work all that well if there's anything graphically intensive going on. It just gets really pixelated really fast.
Right.
And just not that good.
See, I never had those issues with Moonlight. And you're saying that's using Steam Link now?
Yeah,
like
that's
that?
using Steam from computer to computer in a local network.
Oh, okay. Yeah, GameStream was actually pretty good. Well, I'm sure it still is. But that, like I said, that's the only caveat about having the NVIDIA card. But what was cool about GameStream, or not GameStream, Moonlight compared to NVIDIA GameStream is NVIDIA GameStream only worked with certain games on your computer that they deemed were compatible, or if you bought games through the NVIDIA store, they would work with Moonlight. I mean, you could add any game to it, just trace a path to the executable, or you could put your desktop there so you can control your computer through Moonlight, stuff like that. And it uses two-factor authentication too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You have the thing is you have to be you have to have access to your PC to enter in a code that Moonlight gives you from the client. So
okay.
That way not anybody can just connect to your game library.
So, VNC.
Yeah.
So is it just like a one time you have to enter it, or you have to enter it in every time you want to use it?
No, just one time. You use your password, and then the second factor is that number that pops up that you got to enter in. But once you do that, then that device is okay. But you can revoke it at any time too.
So, Ubuntu Mate experience on Debian Linux. So it seems like Martin Wimpress, one of the founders and maintainers of Ubuntu Mate, has mentioned something rather interesting in the beta release notes for Ubuntu Mate 22.10. He aims to bring the Ubuntu Mate experience to Debian. Basically, he's going to take all of his Mate tweaks and stuff, and he's going to apparently do both at the same time. He's still going to put out the Ubuntu Mate, but he's going to put out it's kind of like Linux Mint Debian edition.
Yeah, LMDE.
Yeah, so it's like an LMD, but it's going to be Ubuntu Mate, but it's going to be Debian. The back end. I think he had...
MDE, Mate Debian Edition.
Yeah, basically.
Surely they're not going to call it Ubuntu Mate Debian Edition.
No, that would
Probably
be stupid.
not.
Like I said, Mate Debian Edition.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's cool.
I know when he was on, before the Ubuntu podcast went away, he was kind of talking about what if Ubuntu did a rolling release. So I'm wondering whether he just kind of fell in love with the idea of a rolling release as opposed to the having the upgrades like Ubuntu has.
Come here, Buster.
I thought the point of Ubuntu was the overall stability as compared to something with rolling.
Yeah, but some people like
Buster.
rolling. But some people like rolling releases. I like rolling releases. That's why I usually go with things that are based on either Arch or Debian.
Jackie wants to see the cat. You got to hold the cat up to the camera.
I'm trying to. Come here, Buster. He won't come over. Come here, Buster.
He's got a very
Unique.
characteristic face. It's a lot of character in his face.
Let's see if I can.
I didn't say he was ugly. He's just got a lot of character to his face.
There he is.
See?
As long as he's the best boy, it doesn't matter.
He is. He's the best boy.
He is the best boy. That's what Danny says.
Did she see him?
Yeah, she can see him. He's cute.
He's a good boy.
I want another vindictive cat.
Are you a good boy, Buster? He's a good boy.
When I get mad at you,
Oh, he's liking that.
Oh, he loves Power Pet. This is Power Pet time. And he's got to get his chin pets.
All right, back to Linux.
Hang on. Cat Power Pet time is almost over. Okay. I'll pet him off screen. What's next, Honky? MC Honky. Can't you schedule your vacation for a different time? Tell the wife. Sorry, we got a podcast, kids.
Yeah.
Sorry, Florida's a mess right now. We can't go. I'll be podcasting instead.
You guys go ahead without me.
I gotta stay here so I can do the Lugcast.
I
don't know. Does anything stand out to anybody else? There's Wolfi.
Wolfi is a Linux undistro built for software supply chain security? Nah. Open book abridged.
What Wolfi? Well, real quick, what Wolfi is it's basically they created a Linux distribution that is cut way back. So basically, what they did is they took like something like I think it was Alpine Linux, and then they just cut it back to like the absolute bare minimum. Because a lot of these for Docker images, a lot of these
it's
operating
based on
systems,
containers, right?
Well, the idea is using them for containers, yeah. So a lot of these, these containers use something like either a slimmed down Debian or
Almost
Alpine
all
Linux.
of them use them Alpine, yeah.
But the idea is that their version of Alpine Linux that most of them are using still have things like, being able to create users and stuff like that. Parts of it that are not needed when using.
Also security vulnerabilities.
Right. Well, there's all sorts of things that are in there that aren't needed when you're creating containers, because the larger system takes care of all of that stuff, and the container should just be basically running the application. So what this is, they took Alpine Linux, cut it way back to just the bare bones, so that you couldn't just throw your application into there and then have the larger system deal with the rest of that stuff.
Yeah. Good for Linux containers.
Yeah, but that's what Wolfi is. Why it's called an undistro.
I know it's late, but here's something I want to talk about. Giving big corporations closed, generic, top-level domain names to run as private kingdoms is still a bad idea, says the EFF. And I think this is a bad idea, too. So the point is, of this article is, corporations are trying to push through laws that say that they can buy a top-level domain and be in complete control of it. Like, say, Toyota wants to buy .car or something like that, and so any .car domain will be owned by Toyota, and you'd have to request permission from them to use it, or more than likely they will be the only one that use it. It says some companies have asked for complete exclusive control over domains like .baby, .blog, .book, .car, .food, .mail, .movie, .music, .news, .shop, .video, blah, 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 blah. To me, this is bad. I don't want that to happen. You think a company should be able to have a top-level domain all to themselves, a TLD?
There shouldn't be any sort of monopoly.
No. And I mean, TLD has always been understood as being open to everybody, any TLD. I mean, there's some restrictions like with .org and .gov and stuff, but that I can understand. That's not exactly monopolized. That's just according to what kind of site it is.
So has there been any talk of somebody actually doing that?
Well, the organization that's over that, ICANN, ICANN,
Okay.
they originally said no. Right, that was a long time ago. But now there's it says a few days later, there was a paper from ICANN's paid staff that claimed to be a framing paper on the proposed dialogue. In other words, they want to open up a dialogue with these corporations about maybe them using or owning top-level domain or TLDs like that. Implicit policy depends on open, transparent, participatory decision making. ICANN is talking about how could they do this. What's more, the ICANN staff paper gives no weight to a huge precedent. One of ICANN's largest waves of global public input, which is almost unanimously opposed to closed generics. So one has to wonder why now they are considering, quote unquote, opening a dialogue with it about this when nobody wants this to happen.
Money.
There's some cases I could see, like say they gave a couple of examples here, like .Toyota or .Honda, that maybe I could see, but I think that's a slippery slope to owning a TLD. Why not say, getting closer and closer to a generic name until they finally get control over .car or something.
Right.
But I just don't like the whole idea of Amazon opening .online shopping, or eBay owning .auction or whatever, I think it's fucked up.
Yep.
That's all I gotta say about it.
Well, I found an article that I want to talk about.
Go for it.
Open Book Abridged, OSHW e-reader now simplified, and it's pico-driven, so it's a use for a Raspberry Pi Pico. If you ever
Nice.
looked for open source e-readers, you've no doubt seen Open Book Reader, but you might not have seen the abridged version he's building around a Raspberry Pi Pico. That's awesome. The Open Book project pairs a 4.2-inch e-ink screen with microprocessors.
Oh, e-ink, that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, that is awesome. Just, just a reader like that, depending on the overall cost. I'd love to build something like that on my own. I understand that there's a couple other boards that go with it and everything, but yeah, he has it running on a pair of AA's. I would probably swap that out for some
A single
LiPo.
18650 or something.
Well, no. I wouldn't do an 18650. I'd do something a little bit flatter, a LiPo.
Oh, like the 3.3 volt LiPo batteries.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't need much for an e-ink screen, I don't think.
Yeah, well,
there's not really a processing going on.
If I remember right, AA is 1.7 volts. So, 3.4. So yeah, 3.3 volt battery would do it easy.
Mm-hmm. This the next project, Joe?
Well, maybe. It depends on how much the screen costs, and there is a PCB that he has there, and so if he's selling the PCB, then that's probably going to be the expensive part. Other parts, okay.
I wonder if it's so you can get the headers for the e-ink screen.
Side mount buttons, side mount switches. Micro SD card slot. You need a flash chip. battery holder. Okay. Oh, it's 2 AAAs. Same thing though. 2 P-channel MOSFETs. Some resistors, some capacitors. What board is he using? Don't get the tricolor one. It'll end in heartbreak. Good display. Now the display's only is sub $20. Raspberry Pi Pico. Okay, he does have a half-hour video. On putting it together, but he has a board there with everything. That PCB is all set up. So where is the PCB? So unless you can get the PCB, you can't really do much right this second. But I would love to build one of these. I mean, I don't know how much I'd actually use it, but building it would probably be worth it to me.
Who here uses Discord?
Me?
Lovecraft, do you use Discord?
A little bit, not too much though.
What about you, Netminer? Are you using Discord?
Not at all.
No.
I've been on it a little bit recently, but
Well, there's an application now called fosscord, which is a free and open source program which is compatible with Discord. It's an in-development chat, voice, and video platform similar to Slack and Rocket Chat. It says fosscord is still in development and may or may not release in the future. In total, 30 developers are working on this project. And if you go to the GitHub repos, it has gives you an overview and stuff. Let's see, can you build it?
yes, you can.
Server, very early pre-release. Setup. Well, if you go to the server, it says this repository contains fosscord, HTTP API server, WebSocket gateway server, HTTP CDN server, utility and database models. Oh, so yeah, you have to build this. Because if you go to setup, it tells you the requirements. Oh, it uses npm node. No Docker support yet. But it's basically an open source Discord that's cross compatible with Discord.
Maybe you'd be able to keep your own account.
Maybe so.
Maybe you wouldn't get banned.
I'll see if this is valid criticism. I posed this on Mastodon. Somebody commented and said, "Looks like it tries to do."
And I backed up my.
Got banned from Discord?
No, it says, I posted on Mastodon, somebody commented, looks like it tries to do same things as Matrix, but isn't federated or has bridges. Why bother? Is that valid?
Is that valid?
Yeah.
It was my first thought when I saw it.
Because I asked myself that same question. Like,
yeah,
if you can already run a Matrix server with the Discord bridge. Because there's several Matrix rooms I'm in that are just bridges to Discord, so I don't have to use Discord to contribute. So why would you have fosscord? I wonder if it's just so you can have an open source Discord.
I don't know.
Or maybe they've been working on it since before Matrix became popular. I don't know.
Maybe they really like using Discord and thought they wanted to use something like it, but was open source instead of not.
Well,
but again, like you said, a bridge would just do the same thing.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if maybe they're worried about like having a Discord application on their phone or computer, like collecting data and stuff, or tied to their account. But honestly, if you have an account on Discord, it doesn't really matter how you access it. I mean, they still have your conversations on there.
Right.
They can still advertise to you.
Are there advertisements on Discord?
I don't know. How are you guys doing?
Tired.
Yes, there
Okay.
are advertisements on Discord, but it's mostly for like Discord stuff.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
If you're tired, the rest of the links I posted anyway, you can wait. There's nothing. The only time relevant one is PeerTube 4.3 is out. If anybody uses PeerTube, it just came out recently. I've already upgraded. It was super easy to upgrade, so that's all I got. That's worth keeping you awake for.
No, I think we're done for the night.
All right.
Honky, I'm gonna need that mumble stream. Whenever.
Sure.
How do you want to give it to me? Oh, we can talk about it later.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you gonna do with it?
It'll probably be at some point tomorrow evening, but I'll find a way to give it to you.
Yeah, it's no big deal. It's late. I'm not going to do anything with it tonight anyway.
Google Drive.
Oh, Lovecraft, did you want to talk about anything before we
PT Sync.
head out?
No, I'm good. Thanks for letting me jump on there, guys. I appreciate it.
Man, thanks for joining us. Thank you.
Okay. You could just jump in any conversation whenever you want.
Yeah.
Right, it's not like we're polite about things.
You can just butt right in. It's so fine.
Yeah,
Right?
feel free.
Yeah, that's cool. I was just get everything set up and all that. It's pretty cool though. It's a lot more chill than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I'm
Your
glad
audio
you could come
sounds
on.
pretty good too, so.
Yeah.
We need to talk Nomad Scry into jumping on. He was talking about how public speaking is a little bit of a sore point for him, but Lovecraft can show you that all you have to do is just jump in. You don't even have to say anything if you don't want to. Tony's here every show.
This is kind of like side-loading public speaking.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, you're not really public speaking, but then again, you are. I mean, you're still in the privacy of your own home. Nobody else is there staring at you.
That's true.
And you get used to the idea of this is going out to thousands of people. Well, maybe not this podcast, but
Yeah, we're not the Mentcast over here.
Right.
We're getting better.
We're not Tilt to the Mincast.
right?
We got our handful of people.
We got
I'm sure,
friends who matter,
we
right?
have more than we think we do.
We got the people who matter on here.
All right.
Oh, I want to say thanks for coming on, Tony, too. Glad you could join us.
Always. All right. Time to close it down. All right. Our next recording date will be October 21st, 2022. Our music is Downright, provided by Klaatu and BroamWe. We'd like to thank Delwin for the use of his mumble server. Finally, we'd like to give a special thanks to Fatherfinch, Fweeb, Dave Morris, Tony Beemus, and for all their help and support over the years. You know, I wonder every once in a while whether Klaatu and BroamWe actually know that we use that music. Because it's been so long that...
They've probably forgotten about it.
Yeah.
Completely forgotten about it.
They even know that we mention them every 2 weeks or twice a month.
I hope they listen. I'll have to reach out to Klaatu on Mastodon. He's on there.
He still does the his podcast, right? New World Order.
Yeah, New World Order.
New World Order.
What's it called? New World Order.
New World Order. Yep. I haven't listened to it in a long time. I liked his podcast a lot, but a lot of his stuff just went over my head, man.
Oh, me too.
A lot of it's pretty deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had a real cool
went through
series about
all the man pages, like all
the packages. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yep. Well, he went through all the packages. Yeah.
That's dedication right there.
That's over my head.
He is a living man page, basically.
He is impressive. All right. I've been your host for this evening, Honkeymagoo. With us tonight has been Joe.
Good night.
Lovecraft.
Good night, guys.
Minnix.
That's a wrap.
Oh, my. Mortency.
Hi.
I was gonna say, they can't hear the finger point, buddy.
They can't hear your finger guns. They're not loaded.
And Net Miner. There we swear.
Come on, you can do it.
And as soon as Danny is done, getting the video ready, I'm sure he'll post it to RedTube.
RedTube? I hadn't thought about that one. I need to find the nastiest, gnarliest video site to post it to and see what kind of new listeners we can get into.
We already have a YouTube channel, don't we?
Yeah, but it's not nasty and gnarly. It needs something worse than RedTube, like something on the dark web or something. By the way, I want to watch. I still want to watch that dark web sequel.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure it's an actual sequel. It's just just
part of this same title.
It's like how the third Hackers movie had nothing to do with hackers.
There was a second Hackers movie.
Yeah.
There was a third one?
I think it was called something else, but it's considered the third Hackers movie. Let me see if I can find it.
Are they on the list?
No, God, no.
Why are they not on the list?
Because I don't hate myself that much.
I do. I'm going to put them on there. You've already seen them, so I have to put them on there.
Let me see if there's actually... Oh, yeah, it's called Antitrust.
Or Mortency's official archiver. Have you seen Hackers 2 and 3?
No, I have not.
Or you'll have to put them on there.
I think gotta go on the list now.
Boys
okay,
2 and 3.
like I said, Hackers 3 isn't actually Hackers 3. It's a movie called Antitrust, which is considered to be Hackers 3, but it has nothing really to do with hackers.
Why is it considered to be Hackers 3 then?
I don't know why people do the stupid things that they do.
Now, is this as good as the War Game sequel?
I haven't watched this one for very specific reasons.
Okay. What's going on really now? I bet you.
See, it has to go on the list now.
No, but
because you haven't watched it.
Standards is...
Is the dark web movie you guys talking about that dark web cicada and some numbers or something?
Yeah, that's the second one. We watched it's not a sequel, but we watched one of the dark web movies. It was very corny, very stupid, but for some reason I just couldn't quit watching it.
It had nothing to do with the dark web either.
No, it's just you should watch it if you ever get. I don't recommend watch it by yourself, or you'll make yourself feel real bad. But if you got somebody with you just to joke with you about it, and maybe your wife or girlfriend or whatever, force them to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, the dark web cicada is a little weird. I haven't seen the first dark web that you guys are talking about.
Oh, so you've seen Cicada?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's not terrible, but it's not great either.
I saw an ad for
Lovecraft
it
is a
on
movie enthusiast. I've noticed that.
I saw an ad for it on IMDb, and it actually looked interesting. It looked a hell of a lot more interesting than the movie we watched.
It's got to be better than that dark web we watched.
Yeah, based
so
on what you
bad.
guys are saying, I would say this is probably a notch or two up, but don't get your hopes up too high.
Okay.
I don't get our hopes up too high for any of the movies that we watch.
Yeah, I cannot. I quit doing that a long time ago.
Man.
I watched the 2600 movie.
There was a 2600
And,
movie?
Was it a documentary?
Yeah,
Really? How was that? Was it good?
yeah, I enjoyed it.
Is it on your
And
Plex?
I also watched Bullet Train.
Oh, with
Not
Brad
on
Pitt?
my Plex, no.
Was that any good?
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
it was funny, campy action.
Popcorn movie.
Is that what it looks like? But there's the 2600 movie documentary on your Plex?
No,
Oh, okay. Where did you find it?
On
It's on
somebody
my
else's
Plex.
Oh, right.
If you guys want to access, let me know. I can hook you guys up.
All right.
Nice.
All right.
So yeah, last time I looked up like the Hackers sequel, the second one was supposed to be Takedown, and then the third one was supposed to be Antitrust. And now none of the movies are actually related.
That's
So
too bad.
How can they be considered sequels?
What do you want me to say? People are stupid.
Are
I'll
they
see
in
if
the
I can
same
find
universe?
the site where I read that. No, because Takedown is extremely loosely related on Kevin Mitnick.
Hmm.
And Antitrust, it's more. Gosh, let me see, because I vaguely remember it.
Oh, shoot.
Where like some CEO is hiring people with deniability to go out and kill other people that are like problems for him, or people whose businesses he wants.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm remembering the right movie, but I'm not sure. Plot.
That was interesting. I still connected?